Hello, everyone. This is Andres Restart. I am joined by Nish Quick Pops, and it's been such a long time since we've done a show together. I'm honestly shocked that it's been this long. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. It's been a while. We were talking about how I think like the last time we did something together was our Tears of the Kingdom hot take discussion or something like
Yeah.
that. But
I
yeah,
was
it is been a while.
I didn't want to talk to you ever again.
Yeah. But lots has happened in terms of gaming and Nintendo. We got this now. We got this.
Mine is downstairs, but yes, we have
Mine is
Switch
always
2
next to me
now.
when I'm here.
Yeah. By the way, also joining the show is Khaled. Khaled, are you there? Or are you still working on stuff?
Oh no, there we go.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hello.
Is it working? Can you hear me?
I can
Yeah.
hear you, and you can be
Awesome.
seen. Yeah.
Also, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me here.
Nah, for sure, bro. When you reached out, I was like, hey, I remember doing a show with you. It was a good time. It's been a while, but it's been a while since I've actually had more than just me talking.
Oh yeah.
So I think it'll be good for discussion. But if everyone in the
Yeah,
chat could let me know, go on. What's up?
Oh no, it was actually like a year, and like it was winter 2024 we last talked. Like it's been not that long ago.
Bro, like
Winter
I was
2024.
just talking with Nish quick. It's been, I don't even know. It's been a long.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to
remember your,
anyone like me in 2025.
Your reoccurring guest, like of course Brandon has always been on the show, and then I remember Bo has been on a few times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day, someone accused Bo and I of no longer being friends because we disagree on topics. But the funny part is, Bo and I became friends because we disagreed on topics.
I
That's
remember
why we
that.
started talking.
I remember that during the direct with Mario Wonder, which did not have Metroid. That was the dark days of Metroid Prime 4.
Well, according to some people, it's still the dark days of Metroid Prime.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
like,
good segue.
It's not over.
Yeah. By the way, Nish Quick's YouTube page should be linked in the description below, and Khaled's Twitter should be linked in the description below. Looks like he's working through some tech issues. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, what I was gonna say earlier, guys, if you just let me know how everything is looking and sounding, I would appreciate that. In case, like, I don't know, you can't hear my mic for some reason. I've been talking for 5 minutes straight, like last week, without anyone being able to hear me.
Yeah,
Cal,
I remember
when you're ready to
last
talk and
live
stuff, just
stream
give me
you
a thumbs
did,
up.
your mic was muted for like the first like 5 minutes, and I was listening to it while I was at work in the office. I had my headphones in. I was like, "What happened to my audio?" And I just saw you like mouthing out. I was like,
Yeah.
That happens. That happens.
Yeah. Fortunately, I eventually looked at the chat and people were like, Andres, we can't hear you. I'm like, oh, shit. The box. So like I have like a sound box, right? And I think with my new computer set it up, it turns off even if the computer goes to sleep. It used to be just if I turned it off. So that's why that happened.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, doesn't appear to have happened this time. You wouldn't have been able to hear me. So yeah.
I've had OBS issues early this year. Like I remember right before the launch of Xenoblade X, OBS would just open on my computer and then it would just close automatically. So I couldn't do anything. I couldn't live stream. I couldn't record. I couldn't do absolutely anything. And before the two biggest like things for me this year, Xenoblade X and the Switch 2 Direct. And I was like, this is an absolute disaster. But I basically had to do a full Windows reset because I couldn't figure out what the root of the problem was. But it is now fixed and hopefully will never happen again.
Hopefully not. Yeah. So, Khaled, you good now?
Yeah, the mic should be good, but the camera might go off on and on. But the mic should be fine.
Sorry, I just got an email, and either Sega just reached out to me, or I'm getting scammed.
Oh, exciting!
If you see I get hacked soon, you'll know what happened. But
yeah, those emails are crazy.
no, but I mean, I do work with a lot of companies, so
it could be real. Yeah.
fingers crossed. It's
if it's for Sonic and Cross Worlds, you should do a Sonic versus Mario versus Kirby video.
I'm not going to say anything else in case there's an NDA involved, but
that would be a cool idea though. Who had the best racing game? Which mascot? Yeah.
I mean, obviously Mario Kart's the best racing game, right? Right.
I mean, today's direct may or may not tip the scales. We'll see.
I don't even know if I consider Kirby Air Riders a racing game.
Yeah. It's almost like I don't know if I consider Donkey Kong Bonanza a platformer from what I've played so far. And I don't say that in a bad way. I
get it. I get it. It's more like an action adventure.
Yeah. And that's very cool. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, like there's platforming in Donkey Kong, but it's not a pure platformer like Mario.
Yeah.
Like Mario, like the challenge is the platforming. Donkey Kong's like there's more options. Like, yeah, you can jump around and there is good movement there, but Donkey Kong can just like bust through stuff, you know? It's different. And then there's some it's got some variation in terms of how you go out playing it, because like there's a lot of action. There is a puzzle element depending on how you handle things and what you're doing, right? And I mean, yeah, there's platforming. I think there's a spectrum, or rather, I think it's more like a diagram. You know what? I don't even know what it is. It's complicated. It's 4D chess.
It is quite the sandbox. I felt myself getting very sidetracked in that game a lot.
Yeah, let's just close the door. Yeah. By the way, Cal, just feel free to jump in because Nishwick and I can we'll just
topic to topic.
Yeah, we'll just go and go. No structure, right? We're just chatting. I will go back and forth with the chat, you know. On that note, let me check in with the chat, see how everyone's doing. But in case someone's looking for like, what are we talking about? We're talking about everything. We're talking about let's call it the controversy of Metroid Prime 4 non-news so far, right? And us getting the Kirby Air Riders Direct, and then the Kirby Air Riders Direct itself, right? And then what does that mean for the rest of the year? It's coming out in November. Where does Metroid slot in? If we don't know about September yet, I think I'm pretty confident on exactly what that means. But, you know, there may be a debate there. And then what about other stuff? Like, we just got a whole bunch of Pokemon news. There were some significant announcements today from Gamescom. I heard about a certain Indiana Jones game coming to Switch 2 officially already. So, like, that's good. Like, there's stuff to talk about. So, we're talking about a lot.
I think Starfield was.
That's rumored. I don't know if it's not official yet, right? But Indiana Jones is now official. Yeah, Starfield's now rumored, but from the places that told us Indiana Jones were coming, and that's been we're saying now Starfield is coming. So, by the way, for the Nashville haters, Nashville told us before anyone else that Indiana Jones would be announced for Switch 2.
I was a Nashville denier until like recently. I'm always hesitant on every leaker, but I'm slightly more I'm paying attention to them a bit more now.
You're not gonna dislike my video just because I talk about Nashville now.
I like all your videos.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Like I honestly try to only talk about people that are I get annoyed a little bit when people are like, oh, you only talk about like fake stuff. No, if I talk about fake stuff, I would have millions of videos to make every day. Right?
Oh yeah.
I don't. I only talk about stuff that there's like something to. And to tell you the truth, there are things that I don't talk about that I wish I did sometimes. Like I'll just say this now, and believe me, don't believe me. It's just one of those things where I can't prove it really, right? I mean, I could show red receipts, but that's that would be me. That wouldn't be fair to things. But basically, I heard about Kirby Air Riders news happening this week, right? And I didn't say anything because it's just, you know, like I didn't have enough, like I didn't feel confident enough in the story to be publicly like, hey, this is it, right? But I did at least speculate about it. It was like, hey, look, like maybe Nintendo's ramping up their marketing right now. Gamescom's coming up. Maybe Nintendo wants to talk about Kirby now leading into Gamescom, which is exactly what happened. But anyway, yeah, Eyes Addict says Nashville has a good track record. It's a fact. I agree, but the thing is, I just think, I think people choose to believe who they want to believe. Quite frankly,
100%. Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
Nishwick, I lost you.
Yeah, I lost both of you guys, but I'm back now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what happened.
I would say Nate the Hate is probably like the most universally accepted insider, right? But there's some things he's just gone straight wrong, right? And people
I think the things he's gotten straight wrong, from what I believe, are things that have changed. Like the thing that I remember the most is Switch Pro, and I remember there was one podcast he did with John from Digital Foundry, and they both said that like, hey, this thing was like real, but they changed their plans. Like this was once a real concept that was going to probably happen, but plans changed.
I think though, and that's the tricky part, right? Because I believe that there are certain insiders that are telling us the truth. They're not lying, right? They're not making stuff up. They're hearing about things, and you hear about things, sure, right? And so that's a rumor, right? What is the dictionary definition, right? Like a rumor is something you heard. That's literally what a rumor is. Something that's been heard, right? So they hear something from someone, right, that they trust, and maybe they have all the reason to believe them, but there's room for interpretation. There's room for changes if it's behind the scenes, right? It happens a lot. And yeah, sometimes there's leak bait too. That's a thing, right? So there's different factors that lead to people who are trustworthy to still get it wrong, and a lot actually.
The best example of that I can think of recent memory, some people might know about this in chat, is the Final Fantasy IX remake, because that was leaked 4 years back. 4 years we've known that this thing exists, and there have been there's been more evidence piling on top of it, proving that it exists. And then this year, like, the anniversary is happening and no announcement, but a lot of people are giving conflicting evidence that, like, oh, maybe it's pushed back, maybe it's canceled, it's up in the air. But a lot of the evidence makes sense based off of what's happening with Square Enix. But when I made a few videos on it, and people are like, oh no, it never existed in the first place. And I'm like, that's actually factually wrong, because there are, like, it's in the Epic Game Store database. It's literally there. So
yeah, I mean,
if we don't get it and if we don't play it, that's another thing. But it definitely existed in the first place.
Well, and that's another element, right? Like, all right, so anything Nate the Hate says, Nashville says, Jeff Grubb, whoever it is, right? Even if it's Shigeru Miyamoto or Eiji Onuma, right, telling me something, I still have learned to take it with a grain of salt.
Remember when Miyamoto said Pikmin 4 is coming soon?
9 years later, it comes out. Okay, so do you think Miyamoto lied? He didn't lie. Plans change.
Oh, you know what another developer said? In 2018, Tetsuya Takahashi said he wants to make Xenoblade X 2. I'm telling you guys.
Hey,
I believe. I believe.
You found a way. By the way, I think I heard something about a data mine, like that they're something about Xenoblade X.
So before the game came out, there was a 60 FPS toggle found in the code.
Yes.
And people like triggered that on the Switch 1 version, and it like messed up the game entirely. So a shameless plug. I made a video about where the Xenoblade patches are and like why we haven't gotten them or when we could be getting them. I really hope we get them soon, because I think it could breathe a lot of new life into Xenoblade X, because a lot of people have either bounced off the game or are waiting for 60 FPS or are waiting to buy the game in the first place. And then I also just want to replay Xenoblade 2 and 3, because I
think those would be like bundles. Maybe they'd release a bundle of the 4 games in 60 FPS.
As Switch 2 editions.
Yeah, Switch 2 edition. Maybe like at one time.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so
they should do like a big collector's edition of it or something.
My theory, right? I think I mentioned I had put together a video that was talking about the Switch 2 editions, right? And so my theory was that they would do a free upgrade for Xenoblade Chronicles X to have 60 FPS, right? Because they do free updates where they improve the frame rate and resolution, right? and that's all they need to do for Xenoblade X. Right?
Yeah.
That's a free update.
Because it's
That's,
already gotten the quality of life and the epilogue.
Yeah, it would be free, 100%.
Yeah, but Xenoblade 2 and 3, I think they could do like a Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild level Switch 2 edition, which are cheaper Switch 2 editions, $10 upgrade, free for NSO expansion pack members. I think they should handle exactly the same. But those require just a little bit more work visually.
Do you think
because
they'll
they have
add
that-
like
just-
extra
you know,
features? Like, you know how Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild had Zelda notes? Do you think they'll add something like that to, or maybe not like
Maybe
a
they do
Star
maybe you're
Wars-
right about a bundle though. Maybe it's like a Xenoblade 1 through 3 Switch 2 edition upgrade. You either get all three as a huge bundle upgraded, or you just get them independently, but on through the eShop. That
I
kind of
think
works.
2 and 3 definitely need the visual and performance overhaul. 2 needs maybe even some quality of life fixes, some like audio fixing. They could fix the lip sync. I also was saying like they could bundle in Torn of the Golden Country in there, maybe slot it into the actual game. And then my over ambition is saying that maybe they would add a
They
epilogue.
better include the DLC.
Huh?
They should include the DLC.
Yeah.
I don't think they would.
Yeah, because they didn't for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Didn't include Champion's Ballad. But my thing is, you know how Xenoblade
So
1 had.
if I play Champion's Ballad, is it not upgraded visually?
I think it is, but you have
kinda
to
has
buy
to
it
be.
separately. You have to buy it separately.
Oh, that I don't. All right. Well, okay. I understand. That personally doesn't bother me because I've already paid for them.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as I can see the visual upgrades.
Yeah.
But I see. I can. I mean, I don't know if you're including Xenoblade 1 through 3 already.
Because Torn of the Golden Country is a separate. It was like a completely separate purchase.
It
wasn't even like part of the game. Like, I mean, it was part of the game, but like, it's not as heavily integrated into the game experience like Future Redeemed was.
Sure.
I think
the one thing I wanted to say real quick is Future Connected was the epilogue, which tied into 3, and Takahashi said that the same thing happens in 2, and we can all kind of like imagine what happens in 2 leading into 3, but it would be so cool to see that, and this would be a perfect opportunity for them to do it. A Neo Future Connected episode.
Yeah. All right, so let me check one of the chat real quick, and then I'll provide a little structure. So shout outs to Eric Torlato for these first super chat of the evening. Are Nintendo the most entitled fan base? We got 6 first-party games in the first 6 months, and it's not enough. So let's count that. So Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Pokemon Legends ZA, Kirby Air Riders,
Dragon Drive. Welcome Tour.
Yeah, I guess you can. It's technically is a first-party game, and I mean that's also ignoring Welcome Tour. Yeah, you're right. You said Welcome Tour. And Age of Imprisonment might come out this year based off the Australia description. But
I can see that being December.
Maybe.
I agree, yeah.
And you know what? I'm here to tell you there's more. There will be more.
Yeah.
I'm so confident that there's more. It's not funny. I mean, it's hilarious, actually.
Mario Galaxy 2.
Remastered, baby. Yeah. I mean, listen, I want to make something clear. I do not know that that is what is happening. But I am telling you right now that if I had to bet, like if there is like a you know how like there's sports betting, right? You can bet like on a player scoring 20 points or what have you.
Yeah.
I would put down $50 right now that Mario Galaxy 2 Remastered is going to be announced in a direct presentation of some kind in the month of September. Right. I would put down $50. That does not mean I will win the bet. So we're clear, right? But I am willing to make a financial investment because I think there's a pretty good chance.
That's a lot of confidence.
Yeah. I mean, $50 won't break me, right? So, there's that to consider. I am not willing to bet 2,000, 3,000, or whatever like that, because that would be I got to pay rent.
It's the most likely Mario game to get a re-release. It's
Yeah.
the most likely one for sure, because they released all the other ones already and like remasters or collections or something.
Process of elimination.
Yeah, so like and plus they especially for the 3D ones, if they want a big 3D release, all that's left is 3D Land, which is not gonna do, or Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have heard me go. I mean, I mentioned it in multiple videos already, but do you guys remember how earlier this year Universal on their website had leaked the title for the Mario movie?
Yeah.
Supposedly, they wrote down the Mario movie as
Yeah.
Super Mario World.
Yeah.
Well, for those who are unaware, Super Mario World is the name of Super Mario World from Super
Yep.
Nintendo that came out back in 1990 in Japan, 91 in the United States, and that is when they introduced Yoshi for the first time. Super Mario World. And what's extra funny about that, or interesting, is that at the end of the prior Mario movie, what was the big teaser at the end? A Yoshi egg hatching. So the belief is, and I mean, I think it's a pretty safe thing to believe, Yoshi's clearly going to be playing a significant role, like the personal Yoshi, not like a random wild Yoshi on an island, but like Yoshi working with Mario, like from Super Mario World, the game, but in the movie. And now Universal accidentally lists the movie as Super Mario World. It's very, very curious,
And
right?
Yoshi's in Galaxy 2, and
Yes, exactly.
you could predict that Yoshi could be in the next 3D Mario, possibly.
Possible. That's what I've been theorizing for
Yeah.
a while, right? Like that Yoshi be playing a role, but listen, I'm willing to accept that maybe Yoshi doesn't play a big role in the next Mario if it means we get Mario Galaxy 2 remastered. Like,
Oh.
and when I say remastered, like nicely remastered, not like 3D All Stars where it's like an upscale where they just clean up the text and they add, motion controls, right, for the Joy-Cons. I mean, like, it's its own independent release that actually has like a nice visual upgrade, maybe a little bit of extra content. Throw in, mouse controls on top if you want to play it that way. I honestly think that just because Switch 2 Joy-Cons are more ergonomic and bigger, it's more fun to play with Joy-Cons on Switch 2.
I play Joy-Con split.
And
quite
it's
a
good.
bit.
It feels good,
Even
right?
tabletop
on Switch
mode.
2.
Like I was
Yeah.
on a flight
Oh, yeah.
For the July 4th weekend, and I used tabletop mode with the Joy-Con split, and I never do that on Switch 1.
The Switch 2 Joy-Cons are just so much better.
Yeah.
Right, so I would actually be willing to play through Mario Galaxy 2 with pointer controls, but with the motion, it will probably feel a lot better than anything else. Honestly, I think it would be good. And Pokemon Fan brings up a port of Woolly World, which there was in the Switch 2
Yes,
Direct.
I
They had
remember.
accidentally put the image of Woolly World as like a Switch 1 game playable on Switch 2, except it's not. So because it's not on Switch or Switch, or it's from Wii U. So people have debated, does that mean it was accidentally leaked, or is it just a mistake? They meant to put Crafted World, because that's the game that's actually available on Switch. It was Crafted World in other regions, for the record. So we're not sure, but it would make sense to drop
Was
that.
Crafted World not in that collage, that image?
No,
Oh,
well, no, it
okay.
was in other regions.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. If you go to the direct presentation, it's Crafted World.
Okay, so then it could be either a mistake or it could be a leak. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, either way. So it's funny though, is that either way it's a mistake. Is it just? But is it just a mistake, or is it a
Or is it
mistaken
intentional?
leak? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's intentional. I think it's either a mistaken leak or a mistaken mistake. Yeah. Anyway, I think if you slot in a Mario anniversary release, as we're talking about in September, right? Prime 2 and 3 also drop on the eShop as well. And then you have Prime 4, and then you have Kirby Air Riders, and you have Pokemon Legends ZA, which is looking a lot better now, by the way. Right, this weekend, I think it's changed for many, myself included.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll get it at launch. I still want to wait. Like with Pokemon, I wait for reviews and I wait for other people's opinions before I make the jump and spend my own money on it. But I've been very optimistic on this game, and a lot of people have been very pessimistic. And I'm just wait it out. I don't think there's much to be worried or disappointed yet. And
I mean, it's probably gonna be like an 8 out of 10 game, as they usually are, right?
Yeah.
And what's good about this is that we saw the demonstrations from Pokemon Worlds this past weekend, and no glitches, right?
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet was a glitchy mess. This is not.
Did they play
That's
the
a
Switch
massive
1 version
improvement.
too?
Huh?
Did they play the Switch 1 version?
I think it was the Switch 2 version that was
Okay.
being demoed. By the way, little victory lap. I remember talking about before the Switch 2 was revealed that Pokemon would have a Switch 2 version and they would push that version and advertise that version. Many people disagreed. Look now.
I was skeptical. But it was one of the.
For the record, I don't remember you being skeptical. We may have talked about it before. I wasn't me like trying to throw that in your face.
It was just me like watching videos and hearing people talk about it. And I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll believe when I see it.
Here it is. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason was people said that Pokemon then never did that before, so they assumed that it won't happen for ZA. This is the first time it happens like this. Where a new
valid argument. I mean, I think it's a valid, argument, but times change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, patterns are gonna break.
Exactly.
They at least have the Switch 1 because they always release on the prior hardware, and a lot of these cross-gen or like intermediary titles, they need the Switch 1. Like I always say, like if Fire Emblem 4 Remake is going to be a Switch 2 game, I still think it's going to be cross-gen because even Xenoblade X, a lot of people were telling me they're like, oh, they should have just had it as a launch title on Switch 2, only on Switch 2, and I'm like, no, that would have. I don't agree with that. I would not have wanted that for Xenoblade X. What I wanted Xenoblade X to get was the Switch 2 effect. It is debatable if it got that or not, but I just wanted the 150 million install base to have the ability to experience that game.
Honestly, I think Xenoblade X came out way too late.
Yeah, it was tough.
We've probably gotten reported sales on the game, right? Like, how much did it sell?
Maybe not. I know some people who made some educated guesses and calculations and landed on a possible number of like 750K.
So not even a million.
I mean, it's
it's
all right, but it's not like.
Did it sell worse than I did on Wii U? If that's the case?
No. I think the lifetime will eventually pass the Wii. I think it's already past the Wii U. Wii U was like 800K or something.
Honestly, I just think this is a matter. The thing is, like, we got so late into the Switch era.
Yeah.
People just didn't care anymore.
Yeah. And another thing is they marketed it at a very random time when Switch 2 rumors and hype was at a peak, and they just randomly shadow dropped this, and I'm like, why didn't you have this in the Summer Direct a few months back?
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why they haven't announced. Sorry, go on, Cal.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that happened in the fall when there was so much leaks of the Switch 2 already, and then they announced Xenoblade. Everyone's like, come on.
Yeah.
But Xenoblade fans were happy. So
yes, we were.
I actually haven't played the Xenoblade X Definitive Edition yet.
I just want to say this specifically to Andres. I don't know about Khaled, but everyone else in the chat, if you guys have not played the epilogue, literally just play it, guys. Please.
Yeah, but I have to play the rest of the game to do that.
Here's the thing. The rest of the game went by so much quicker. Like significantly quicker for me. One, because I knew what I was doing, but second of all, the quality of life shaved off so much. Like I was very, very happy with that. Because I got to the end of chapter 12, and I was like much less hours than I had at the end of chapter 12 on my Wii U playthrough. So you will save at least like, I don't know, 10, 15, if not 20 hours. If you know what you're doing.
I could probably move on to it once I finish Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I'm working my 100% run of Donkey Kong, but I've been so busy lately. Like, I haven't done a review of Donkey Kong yet. I've said I want to do something, but the thing is, the more time that passes, the more I'm not sure it's going to even do well, right? So, I have to think about that.
Reviews are usually best sooner, but like if people are interested in the game, they'll still watch it.
Yeah, I got to think about the angle too. I mean, I know I could probably talk.
Donkey Kong will be relevant throughout the year because it'll be in the Game of the Year discussion and all that. So
yeah, hopefully I can make at least one proper video about Donkey Kong and then not like perform.
I'm scared for me with Xenoblade X because I have a long Xenoblade X Definitive Edition review about like how it's significantly better than the original, and it's like really really long. And then I talk about the epilogue as well, and I'm like, I don't know when this is gonna come out, and I don't know if it's gonna be relevant when it comes out.
I just want to point something out, right? Like what we're talking about right now, we're talking about like videos, right? We're not sure how well they'll do, right? Like this is not too different from probably the conversations Nintendo has about making games, right? Like because there's a time and cost factors you have to assess, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to make ends meet, right?
You're right.
I mean, for me, this is my job. So, like, if I make a Donkey Kong video and it doesn't do well, I don't eat.
Yeah.
So
for me, it's all fun, but at the same time, I'm spending a lot of time in it, and I'm like, I would like it to perform as well as I like put as much time into it, But
yeah, I mean, I think if you put your heart and soul into it, be proud of it.
in the end, it's still fun.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
But the main reason I'm telling everyone to play the epilogue is I just want to talk to more people about it. I have like my Xenoblade like circle I've been talking to.
I'm gonna get through. Once I finish Donkey Kong, I will probably play Xenoblade X. Although I might get distracted by that Galaxy 2 remaster that may or may not exist.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is though, if it's announced in September, it would come out, and so I think this would be like a quick turnaround, like just like 3D All Stars back in 2020.
Yeah. It was like September 2 weeks, and then it was released.
September 3rd, it was announced. Came out September 18th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like,
do you guys think for the Galaxy remaster, if it does exist, do you think they'd call it just Super Mario Galaxy 2 or HD or like remaster? Like, there's three different kinds of so like, which one would they choose? Because HD would mean like it would be a really simple port if it's HD.
Usually,
but if it's like a remake,
they're gonna
they just put the name exactly. They just put the name. That means it's a remake.
I wonder if
they do HD, it'll be like Skyward Sword, which I believe it'll be like.
I don't think so. Like, I don't know.
I think it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah. It'll be more than that.
I think so.
When they use HD,
what are other remasters they've done like this?
I think a definitive. I don't think they can do definitive edition because that's like a purely Xenoblade thing, and it conflates a little bit with Switch 2 editions now. I think maybe Galaxy 2 remastered. Or they do a thing where if there's some sort of expansion content, right? Like Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Plus.
Right?
Yeah, plus Bowser's, or Kirby the Forgotten Land plus Starcrossed World. So if there's an expansion, it could be the game's name plus whatever that is. If there's an expansion, which I'm divided on because I still think they need to probably be focusing mostly on like a new 3D Mario experience not too far from now. So if they announce like a Galaxy 2 plus Yoshi's Open Quest, that would be kind of like a Bowser's Fury thing, and Bowser's Fury basically meant we weren't getting a new 3D Mario for years, right? So I'd love it, but I'd also be like, I don't know, this is a good idea. But maybe they could still do both. I'm not sure.
Do you guys think it'll be like a $30, $40 priced game? Or if it's a Switch 2 game, it'll be like maybe...
Whatever you think it might be, add $10.
$40, $50 maybe, you think?
I think it's going to be at least $60.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Yes.
If it has added content, it's going to be $70. So if it has added content, expect $70.
Yes.
If it has extra content, possibly $60, $70. I'm just thinking in comparison to 3D All-Stars, 3D All-Stars was $60 for all three.
Well, it's a Switch 1 title, and there's also has a Switch 2 version. That I could see it maybe sticking with $60.
Yeah.
There's no way in my mind that it doesn't have like a Switch. Now, listen, a Switch 2 version wouldn't look dramatically better, right? It would be 1080p versus 4K or 1440p. That would be like the only difference plus mouse controls. Because at the end of the day, it's Galaxy 2, right? Like that was a Wii game, and yes, they could enhance the visuals and like they can improve the textures, add better player models, higher resolution. That would they could still have that on Switch 1, right? So this is a tough call, but whatever it is, I'm buying it. I'm playing on my Switch 2, and I'm gonna freaking love it. So, That's
Yeah,
all I'll say for
like-
now.
I could see them releasing it on Switch 1, but at the same time, I'm like, let's say they like greenlit this project in 3 years ago. Like, I mean, maybe they were aiming for Switch 2 the whole time, and the people are gonna be so angry when it comes out only on Switch 2.
But then they'll buy a
Like-
Switch too.
Yeah. I should
Yeah.
still buy one. I don't have a Switch 2 yet, actually.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Are,
maybe
are,
I'll buy
are
one.
you
in the
are you, are
holidays.
you convinced to buy one?
Almost. I'm waiting for Air Riders and Prime 4, so I have 4 games
Okay.
to get with it.
I was
Okay.
going to wait for Prime 4, but I was scared about the whole price hike stuff and the delayed pre-order, so I was like, I'm just gonna get it now. I'm gonna get it now, so I know I'll have it for Prime 4, and whenever Xenoblade comes.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I still have some chats to get to. Boo Mini, I'm getting to your chat. I promise. And then I want to check with the live chat, and then we'll come back. Okay. All right. So Chrono Rig, shout outs to you. Been a member for 34 straight months. Boo Mini, thank you for the super chat. Rank favorite to least.
I like this question.
Rank favorite to least favorite Xenoblade games. This is for you, Nishquick. So I have. I gotta replay Xenoblade 2 no. I want to replay Xenoblade 2, but I gotta think about. I need to replay Xenoblade Chronicles X to do this list accurately. But maybe we'll go in order,
Mhm.
right? Who wants to go first?
Khaled, have you played all of them?
I would play any Xenoblade. I'm not a Xenoblade fan.
All right, so just for fun, right? How
Which
do you
one
rank
looked the best to you in terms of ranking?
1, 2, 3, X? Well, you could just do the 4 because it's probably harder. It'll be harder to include the others for you.
So I've seen gameplay and trailers for them and some story. I would say number 1 is the best from what like how it looks and plays.
Sure.
Number 1, then 3, then X, then
Okay.
2.
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
They're just based on like just on outside context. 'Cause I
Okay.
never played any of the games
Yeah.
before.
So the funny part is that's actually correct, but only in reverse.
Oh yeah, you like number 2 the most.
Yeah, 2 is my favorite.
Yeah.
So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is my favorite. I'm just gonna I'm gonna include Torna in that. Like it's just part of it.
Yeah,
Torna's
I'm
part of
including
it.
the DLCs in mine as well.
Yeah, so that makes it simpler. So 2 is number 1 for me. I've only played through 3 once, so I'm not sure. That's the thing. I need to replay 3. I need to replay 3. I need to replay X. I've only played those 2 once. I've played Xenoblade 1 and 2 more than once. So I kind of cemented for those, right? So, but Xenoblade 2 is number 1 for me. The thing about 3, like, I don't know if I like the world as much as I like
Yeah,
Xenoblade 1's world. And I feel like the visuals are good, but it's also kind of fuzzy.
that's
That makes sense.
valid. Even compared to Allrest and Mira, Ionios isn't as like exciting.
Like, it's still a great game. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but I do think I think Xenoblade X's story is lesser than all of them, but the world is so fun to explore.
yeah.
I'm gonna stick with Coward's list, but in reverse.
Okay. So,
So
what
that
was it? It was 2x31.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
Interesting.
Mm,
From
2X.
that's favorite to least favorite. 2x31.
yeah, playing on those mechs is pretty cool. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. All right. I mean, that could change, but that's just to
Okay, I have my list, and this is going from least favorite to favorite, but I want to preface this by saying these are all like 10 out of 10 games for me.
1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. They're all 1.
Yeah, they're all number ones. I
Yeah.
have like a top 50 favorite games of all time list, and
All stars.
all the Xeno games that I've played are in my like top 10.
Sure.
I mean, I'm very biased, but that's how much I love these games. And also,
Sure.
like, I also say that all of these games are arguably the best. So I would start off with X because X is very good in terms of gameplay, but it's still a little messy, and the story isn't as focused. I think DE changes that and helps with that a lot. And then I would probably say 1. I would have said 2 many years back, but I reflected on both games a lot. I replayed 1, and I think 1 is very good. I think the plot is very streamlined and very well done, but I don't think I had as much of an emotional impact as I did with the other games. And I think the characters are well developed in the other games as well. 2 is next. 2 is very messy with the gameplay, but I think it is arguably the most important game in terms of lore. It has some of the most emotional moments in the entire series. It is it's a very slow burn game, but it's very rewarding. And the world, the music, the characters, amazing. OST is top notch.
Yeah.
And then because I'm not only a Xenoblade fan, I'm a Xeno fan. The next one is Xenogears. I played Xenogears last year, and it's now like a top 4 favorite game of all time. It is very, very, very messy and incredibly fractured, but it is the greatest game story I've ever experienced. And I won't say too much because that's outside of Blade, but Xenogears always like comes into my ranking. And then 3 is my personal favorite JRPG I've played in like the past like decade. Maybe one of my favorite probably my favorite like modern game that I played in the past like 10 years. That's a bold statement, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, 3 is the highest. No, I've also included DLCs in this as well. But yeah, I remember
I gotta say, I really did
playing
like
through the
Future
series,
Connected.
so hopefully they're continuing with Xenoblade 2 and 3 and X. Yeah.
I just want to say I really like Future Connected, which is a part of 1, and I forgot about it, and that makes me kind of rethink the lineup a little
Future
bit.
Connected is underrated. I remember a lot of people were very disappointed with it, but as a fan of Melia's character, I really liked it.
Yeah, me too, right? And I also just loved running around the Bionis shoulder and just look
the
at
best
the
area in
stars.
Bionis.
It's so like for me, like it's a simple thing, but just running around with Melia and Shulk, you know, with their new designs, staring at the beautiful night sky on the Bionis shoulder. It's like a soul, like enriching experience, right? Like that it can put me to sleep. Like I can play that before bed, and I go to sleep happy. Right?
It's a very comfortable experience.
Yeah, and I think that matters a lot. Like so, and the story. I mean, the thing is, I could play through Xenoblade 1 and like you tell me, oh, you gotta play Xenoblade 1. Like I'm not. That's not a chore for me. That's a good time.
It's great.
But I think that's part of the reason why I need to go back and play through X and 3 for a second time, because I've had that replay experience with 2 and 1, and I love replaying those games. Right? I haven't done that for 3 or X yet.
I've done it for 1 and X.
I want to get into X.
2 and 3.
I don't know if you remember, but for X, the reason I didn't was because my Switch was broken.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
My Switch would overheat playing X after 10 minutes. So I could never and I kept trying. So I had to wait for Switch 2. And now I can. But the thing is, when 2 came out, I had a lot of work to do. I had to play through Mario Kart World. Now I'm playing through Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'm still not done. It's been a month. I'm still not done.
Makes sense.
And a Dragon Drive came out. I'm not gonna play it that much, but it's a fun little thing. I know everyone else hates it, but I like it. And I don't know. Maybe should I pick up Starcross World for Kirby? I'm thinking about it. It's only a $20 DLC for me, so might as well. And I love that game.
And then there's demos. I need to play Elliot, and I need to play Daemon X Machina. Daemon X Machina got the demo too.
I remember playing Daemon X Machina's first demo. Hated it, but I'm open to playing the second one. You're gonna love Elliot, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. A lot of my friends have enjoyed it quite a bit.
You like Zelda, like you like RPGs, like this is like you're gonna be like it's just gonna become the new you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Everything I've seen looks very good.
Yeah.
Also, one quick thing I wanted to say about Xenoblade DLCs is I've noticed recently that Torna is not as loved as it was before. I feel like Future Redeemed, everyone would talk about Torna like they talk about Future Redeemed. And now, since Future Redeemed came out and Future Redeemed was like the greatest thing ever, everyone is like, oh, Torna was never good. Torna has the community, and every single conversation that comes up about Torna, it's always going back to the community and how the community ruined everything. And I'm like, community was one portion of the game. If you do side quests throughout your experience with the game, community is not going to be an issue at all. But people just don't do any side quests. They go to the end of the game. They're like, now I have to do everything, and I'm like,
I like community because it forces you to actually appreciate the game.
and the ending hits so much harder when you like do the
Because you get
community
to
stuff.
know everyone.
It's so.
And then they all, well,
Torna's ending is
yeah.
so amazing. Like, so
Yeah.
emotional. I love it.
It's very impactful. I super agree.
Khaled, you gotta hop on the Xenoblade series. Best time to is now.
Maybe he just hates RPGs.
Yeah, I'm not. It's kind of like mixed because like Xenoblade, I never saw the appeal in it that much. But I could hop on it. Like you never know. Like maybe out of nowhere, I just.
So,
Yeah.
what are your preferences in gaming?
Mostly it's like solo adventures, which like it leads you to think that I would like Xenoblade. 'Cause
Yes,
I love
It
Zelda,
sounds like
right? So like I
Xenoblade.
know it's not
Yeah.
the same as Zelda, but
but there's a
They
little
love
There's a
Games
lot
like
of
this.
similarities to Zelda,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say. Not in terms of like direct comparisons.
fantasy adventure with good music. Like
Yeah.
if you're a Zelda fan, you like fantasy adventures with good music.
Yeah.
Xenoblade has that in spades.
Also,
Yeah, I think-
lore was a big part of Zelda for me pre Breath of the Wild. And then I was always looking for something that has a lot of like lore, story, history. Xenoblade has that tenfold. So like if you're a story guy just in general, even in terms of like plot and characters, then Xenoblade is something to look
I
into
think
as well.
yeah. With Xenoblade, I think the issue for me is that the way the combat works, it looks like it's too like rigid. That's why I see like when I see Xenoblade gameplay.
That is valid.
Yeah, it feels like it's too stiff, kind of.
Yeah, you
I
get
don't know if
used
I'm
to it
right.
though, and then the more like upgrades and the more leveling you do, and more customization to your characters, it becomes more free flowing and a little more smoother.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it will feel a little slow and clunky. But
Yeah.
that is one thing I
Yeah.
want them to change for their next game, is to make the combat a little more approachable. Because I was doing a discussion with some other friends about this on their channel, which is gonna come sometime later. But they're saying like, what do you want Monolith Soft to do to break Xenoblade into more of the mainstream? And I was like, the main thing is the combat and the gameplay. It needs to be a lot more approachable than it is now.
That's exactly why I'm
but
not
it needs
playing
to
it.
be more
because
approachable, I think. What are you saying?
I see the gameplay, and when I see the gameplay, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to pick it up.
Yeah.
Just through the gameplay. So like, yeah, maybe I'm really interested in Project Legacy that rumored and
Yes,
It's like
I would
really
argue
think
it's more than a
that's
rumor.
kind of like a mix up between Zelda and like Xenoblade.
Yeah. I have theories about Project Legacy.
All right, put a pin on that. Put a pin on that. I want to talk
we'll
about
put a pin on it.
I do. We're gonna come back to this.
Okay.
But I haven't really taken an opportunity to kind of roll through the chat, so I want to do that right now.
Okay.
I have to sneeze first. Excuse me.
Let's do.
Let's see.
Thank you. I guess I'm allergic to shutting you down. I'll try not to do that again. Thank you guys. But yeah, I just want to catch up with the chat for a little bit because I haven't gotten an opportunity to get to them. Alma asked me earlier, Xenosaga is the worst. Stay away from that game. Oh my gosh.
I've heard things. I don't know what to believe. I'm gonna play it near the end of this year though. I'll play all 3 of them.
Yeah. Shout outs to Connor, who's been such a huge Kirby fan, always talking about Kirby in the chat. Today is your day. Today's your day, Connor. Yeah. Connor added me and says, so since Susie wasn't Kirby Air Riders, does that mean Kirby Planet Robot rumor from Nate the Hate is still happening or not? I would say I wouldn't write it off, but it doesn't seem like it's coming out this year. When it does come, we don't know, but I wouldn't say it doesn't exist. I would just say we're going to have to wait a little while. Keep in mind, Kirby games come out every year, right? So if we're getting a Star-Crossed World, expansion to Forgotten Land this year, and we're getting Kirby Air Riders this year, I would say that opens a door for a 2D Kirby game remaster for next year. Right? I think Planet Robot would fit in quite well next year because there's Kirby games almost every year, right? So I think it could come out next year or the year after. And then after that, we're talking about a new 3D Kirby.
Yeah. Like a new 2D one could work next year also, when you think about it.
Yeah, and Planet Robot never comes out.
Yeah, possibly. We'll see.
I think we'll get it eventually. But yeah, maybe we have to wait a little bit longer. That's a good point, because the new 2D Kirby, it has been a while. Yeah. All right, so the chats. I want to go further back in the chat, but it's not letting me. So I'm sorry. Let's see here. Yeah, I want to get. Oh, this one will. Colin here says, "I hope Star Fox comes back in the next couple of years. I believe it."
I think so as well.
Happening. Yeah, it's
I
happening.
believe
Yeah.
Star Fox is returning.
Yeah. I mean,
Also, one thing to add to that is that in today's direct, I think Takahashi is the one who wanted Sakurai to make Kirby
Yeah.
Air Riders. So like, well, why would they want Kirby Air Riders more than the Star Fox game? So like, maybe I think that there's more projects going on there. Except like because they wanted back Kirby Air Riders.
I think Nintendo wants to go back to some of their forgotten series and IP. It's just trying to find the right opportunity to do so. I mean, we also know that Koizumi had asked other members of the Odyssey team to make Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So, and they made Donkey Kong. I gotta figure that they're that they probably want to make another F-Zero, right? Like, I think what we sometimes lose sight on is that yes, there's Nintendo the business, but there's also Nintendo the artists, Nintendo the game devs, right?
The creative side.
The creators. These creators, they're one of us in a sense, right? Like they have a history of loving games. Like, they have visions, and there are Nintendo IP that they want to go back to, that they love. And so that is part of it. Now there's a balance because it is also a business, right? You got to find a way to make things work. But yeah, I mean, I would also say Star Fox has way more potential than Kirby Air Riders.
I don't like the idea that or the sentiment that people say Nintendo forgets about their old franchises and IPs, and they only focus on Star Fox, Kid Icarus, and F-Zero, and I'm like, those aren't those games are still somewhere in a shelf. They can eventually come back. Like, if Famicom Detective Club can get remakes and a new game, then
anything is possible.
Fine. F-Zero is totally fine.
It's coming. Apparently, there was an F-Zero game that was in the works, but was canned.
Also, 99 happened.
Right, it's not dead. F-Zero's not dead. So
yeah.
We also there have been rumors about a Star Fox movie being in the works, by the way. So if there's a Star Fox movie in the works, again, rumor.
Yes.
But if there's a movie in the works, what does that actually mean? That means there's also a game in the works.
I just want Star Fox to get the Breath of the Wild treatment. Like, you know how Zelda got Breath of the Wild, Mario got Odyssey, DK's now getting Bonanza in a way. Like a franchise is just kind of evolving to kind of fit a new kind of standard for that franchise. I want Star Fox to do that because Star Fox is just stagnated. It's tried new things before.
I'm gonna put something
Some
out
of
there.
it has not panned out properly, but yeah, what do you think?
Remember how there was that Star Fox Adventures sequel rumor a while ago?
Oh, yeah.
And it seemed totally bogus.
Samus Hunter one.
Yeah. What if it's not?
Yeah.
Didn't they say it was going to be announced this year?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, that part's obviously wrong, right? But I don't know. I'm just saying. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Because think about how long we have to wait for Donkey Kong Bonanza, right?
You're
we
right.
were talking about a 3D Donkey Kong game being made by the Mario Odyssey team for how many years? Since 2018.
Okay.
So
I remember 4 years back the rumors started, or the major rumors started, but I would believe if it was before that.
Yeah, I mean, we know the game has been in development since basically Odyssey.
Yeah.
So, it checks out. Anyway, we'll see what happens, right? I don't think we're gonna have to wait that long for a new Star Fox game. I think within the next couple of years, but what as Colin is hoping makes decent sense. But we'll see. We'll see. Yellow Kazoo, nice to see you, Andres. Thank you. Nice to see you in the chat, Kazoo. Where's Brandon? Brandon is probably working. He's very busy. Scrolling through the chat here. Almost asked, wasn't Bonanza a Switch 1 game originally? Like Mario Kart World, they initially started development on Switch, but as they started developing concepts, they realized it needed to be a title on Switch 2. They even showed in the, I mean, I don't know if you guys, how many of you guys saw this, right? But there is a screenshot comparison of the Switch 1 version, or like a hypothetical Switch 1 version. Bonanza asked the developer, have you guys seen this screenshot?
Yes, I remember. The Switch 1 version is super blurry.
Oh yeah, the one where they added like the grass and stuff, and
yeah, there's like a huge difference. What blows my mind about Bonanza is that the entire game is made with voxels.
Yeah.
So check this out. For those who don't know what we're talking about, I'll share it with you now. As soon as I remember how to screen share.
And that difference is you have to keep in mind that that's still just a small upgrade over what the Switch 2 can do. This is just a small upgrade.
Yeah. Also, this game isn't using DLSS, right?
I don't know.
I heard from some people the game isn't using DLSS, so if it isn't, then we haven't seen the real true power of Switch 2 yet. I've heard that many games that we have right now just aren't using DLSS right now, which is interesting.
Yeah, we may be still barely scratching the surface here, but just to show you these screenshots, right? Like, so you look at this tree, right? No plants. There's plants, right? Like, look at the grass. There's what grass? Grass.
Yeah.
Plants. Like, there's just a lot more in the distance. Like, there's light ray. Look at the light rays, right? Like, there's just a lot more in the environment. Like, it's a vast difference, right? On the flip side, though, if you cover this, if you just look at the screen to the left, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's Donkey Kong Bonanza, right? Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, it's not Donkey Kong Bonanza. It still looks like Donkey Kong Bonanza, but he doesn't even have like straps for his pants. That's why he paid the extra money, so we could have pant straps for our bridges.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, there's clearly a lot more here, and we didn't even we haven't even seen how this would run, right? Like, the Switch 2 version has some frame rate issues. So in my opinion, they're negligible frame rate issues. I think some people make too much of frame rate drops. Like, oh, I detected a frame rate drop. This game's horrible. Like, I don't feel that. I see them, right? But I don't think they're...
I don't think they're that bad, but I hope that future games utilize more of the power of the system and have like a seamless, smooth experience. Because if we're on PS4-ish, Xbox Series S level, then I'm curious to see how like high-end games look like and run on this in terms of performance. Future Xenoblade games, future Zelda games. I'm sure a Mario game will run fine, but like, I mean, depending on what happens in a future Mario game. But
yeah.
But this is early console life, so I don't think there's much to worry about in that sense.
Yeah. But let's go back to Project Legacy.
Ooh, let's.
Could this be a game that we see teased in a Nintendo Direct in September?
I was hoping we would see it in April, but I was a little too ambitious. I think we could see it in September, because a lot of people say that Monolith Soft is usually like shown early in a console generation. I mean, that's only happened twice now, Wii U and Switch, so maybe they do need a little more time. I think the time that I'm going to go on like heavy alert watch is next year February, because a lot of these code names are starting to like happen, like Splatoon Raiders can
already over half.
Yeah,
right?
I wanted to ask, do we know the code name for Donkey Kong Bonanza, Drag Drive, and Xenoblade X? Because I want to know if Xenoblade X is Space Travel S, just like how Xenoblade 1 DE was Big Folk S, and I wonder if Drag Drive was one of those, and I wonder
So-
if Dongan Bonanza was Silver Star, but I don't know like who
So
code
it's
name.
not. It's. I don't believe it's officially confirmed if Bonanza is Silver Star,
Okay.
but that's what I've been. Because we knew about Silver Star, I was like, hey, there's gonna be a 3D Donkey Kong game, right? Made by the Odyssey team.
Yeah.
So to me, that one's like so obviously Silver Star, right? But I don't think it's officially confirmed to be Silver Star.
Yeah.
Also, Splatoon Raiders is so obviously
Spiral.
Project Spiral, right? We knew it was a Splatoon related project. The game literally is set in the Spiralite Islands.
Yeah.
So it's obviously that, but it's also not confirmed to be that, right?
Yeah.
Dragon Drive, I have no idea. I mean, it might be. I mean, it's worth a Google, right?
I thought it was one of the
Codenamed-
Elsa and Anna games.
It might be,
Yeah.
but we
Because
don't know.
it was confirmed that Echoes of Wisdom was the
Hold on.
Edward game, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, it was confirmed. I think
Yes.
that one was confirmed. The
And
Zelda.
then I'm curious about Xenoblade X because I know Xenoblade X may not like we would have known by now if it was Project Legacy, and I don't think it is because Xenoblade 1 DE was Space Travel S, Xenoblade 1 DE was Big Folk S, and then Xenoblade X DE should ideally be Space Travel S. But
Oh, so okay, all right. So apparently, for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, they actually have found the code name of STS, which would suggest
Space
Space
Travel.
Travel Switch.
Okay.
Also suggesting not Legacy. Legacy being supposedly a monolith. Like, listen, people have not wanted to give attribute any sort of credibility to Midori. But the fact of the matter is, these codename leaks have been more accurate than like anything else out there. Edward, Echoes of Wisdom, 100% spot on. Because we knew about codename Edward, we talked about there being a new 2D Zelda coming out next year. That's exactly what happened, right? Because of Banquet, we talked about there being a new Mario Party based off the Super Mario Party branding, right? Not Mario Party Superstars. That was exactly correct, right? Spiral, we figured it meant something had to do with Splatoon. We thought it might be Splatoon 4. It's actually Splatoon Raiders, right? Probably. But anyway, yeah, it looks like, yes, Xenoblade Chronicles X has been confirmed to not be Legacy.
And Legacy is the only one left, technically, right?
If Silver Star is not DK Bonanza, then there's still two left.
Oh, then there's
Legacy,
Anna.
Legacy SP Red, and Anna, which we're not sure.
Oh, SP Red will be the Mario game,
Yes.
and then okay.
Yeah,
Did-
we're
did-
assuming Silver Star is one. Like I'll bet $1,000 more that Silver Star is, but like it's so obvious. It's not. It's so obvious.
Were you able to find Dragon Drive's codename?
No,
Hmm.
no, not yet. But the Dragon people might just like not care enough about Dragon Drive to do like a data mine and find out.
My theory about
Although
Project-
we heard about who developed Dragon Drive though, right? And it's not. I think some people theorize it might be the.
is it the Switch Sports team?
It's so hold on. Dragon Drive team. Let me like it's made by a small team, and some of those people were listed. 18 like there was 18 members. I talked about this the other day, but I don't remember the names. Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up for you. Dragon Drive's dev team had just 18 members. I know. All right, who were they though? All right, director programmer Yoshinori Konishi, player programmer Hiroki Hama. So the idea is that the team behind Switch Sports, right, would be doing Project Anna, right? So Switch Sports director. I just want to see if there's any crossover. The director of Switch Sports is Yoshikazu Yamashita. Producer Koichi Kawato Takayuki. I just want to see if there's any crossover here, right? Like, so Yoshinori. Let me see. I'm gonna do like a copy and paste and like of these devs and see if like something pops up. No, so Konishi doesn't pop up here in terms of some of the main designers. I'm on a wiki page, right? That just lists like several of them.
Mm-hmm.
Who else might show up? Art director art director would be a pretty big one, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm getting zeros from all my control Fs here, so there might be someone, but I haven't found them.
Yeah, I think that they might have just split a small segment of the Switch Sports team to make a like drag and drive to show the Switch 2 controls, mouse mode and stuff. But I think
Yeah.
the main team is making like Switch Sports 2 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think
Just doing
whatever the code name is for Drag and Drive, definitely you're right. Like Cal, like it's such a small team. It makes sense to maybe just to experiment with mouse controls. They're working on something else bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Whether it's the code name or not, it's hard to say. But either way, obviously something else has to be in the works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will say for Legacy, it is possible it is announced or revealed in September. I kind of don't want it to be, because if the direct is in early September, I'm gonna be on vacation and I won't be able to react to it. Which I want to react to the new Monolith Soft game on Switch 2. I've been waiting for this forever. But I also believe that, or I don't believe, my theory is that this game is going to be very multiplayer focused. I think it may even be some sort of like a Final Fantasy 14 competitor, because Nintendo might be seeing how like successful
rooting
that
for it.
game is. They noticed that Monolith Soft is already capable of developing a semi sort of MMO game with the structure of Xenoblade X, and they're
I
like,
mean, they've been experimenting with that online playtest program.
that too.
Also,
I
by the way,
think
just
that-
want to say, Kirby Air Riders is going to be Sakurai's best online game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys notice that, like, the way how quickly you transition from races and
Yeah.
city trials? It's so fast.
Yeah.
Like, you move on to the next track, to the next race, even if someone else hasn't finished yet. That's
Mhm.
freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that.
A lot of the problems with Smash Bros was because of the old infrastructure and the hardware and a lot of that stuff. So I think a lot of online play will be generally a lot better on Switch 2. But wait, what was I saying with I was gonna say something about Legacy. Yeah, the MMO structure is there sort of with X. They're gonna let them go crazy with this. Oh no, this is what I wanted to say. A lot of people are upset or whatever that a lot of Switch 2 games started off as Switch 1 games like Mario Kart and Donkey Kong. I will say Project Legacy, if it is what we think it is, it 100%, 200% started off as a Switch 1 game, because
They've been
like
hiring
they were
since
hiring
2018.
throughout the Switch 1 era
Yeah.
when this Switch 2 hardware wasn't even finalized. So it definitely started off as a Switch 1 game. And
But it doesn't mean it won't see substantial improvements.
oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
I think this
Like, I think
game
Bonanza's
won't
great.
even come to the Switch 1. I don't think it will
No.
be a Switch 1 game.
I mean, I'm not. The visuals of Mario Kart World and Bonanza do not disappoint me in the slightest.
Yeah.
Like they're great. Now, do I feel like we've seen what the Switch 2 can really do? I mean, Cal, to your point, like I think we're still scratching the surface here. Like, I agree with that. Like, that's one of the reasons why I'm excited to see the next 3D Mario, right? I bet you that Ocarina of Time remake is going to blow our minds visually.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
That'd be
I'm
awesome.
scared for the Ocarina of Time remake.
you're scared because
I'm one of the few people who's like very hesitant for Ocarina of Time remake.
like, so are you hesitant because you don't believe it, or are you hesitant because you're just scared it's not going to be done right?
More of the latter. I feel like something will eventually happen, but
Yeah.
I sort of. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But like,
Yeah.
I just I
Like,
don't
what do you-
even
what do you
really
worry?
feel good about it happening. I don't know.
Why? What are your concerns? Are you saying
I'm just in the mindset right now with gaming remakes in general that I want more original content, and I don't see the need to go back and remake something that is already very, very good. And I feel this way very strongly about Final Fantasy IX and Persona 4. Like when Persona 4 remake was announced, I was very like just no, why. But there's a long like rant I could go on about this, but if Ocarina of Time happens, I'm open to seeing how it is done. But I was talking to my friend about this the other day. A lot of the allure of Ocarina of Time was how it was one of the very first action adventure games to go into 3D, have lock-on targeting, have the dungeons go in this 3D scope and all that stuff. That magic is going to be gone from this remake. So what else are they going to do to recapture the same feeling that we got from 1998? Or are they going to make it so substantially new that it's not even going to feel like Ocarina of Time anymore? And if that's the case, then I'm just like, do this is what I want the Zelda team to do, and I've talked to some people about this. I want the Zelda team to make an original game, but make it AA. Make a AA Zelda game, which feels like a Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, but way modernized. And don't make it as big as Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, but modernize it and make it feel like better and more advanced than something like Skyward Sword. But don't make it as big as Breath of the Wild, but make it original. That's my thing.
So
I would prefer
it's
that
not gonna
instead of
happen.
a remake of a game that was influential and impactful for its time.
How do you feel about Final Fantasy VII Remake?
I have very mixed opinions on it. I love the combat and I love the gameplay and I love the representation of how the characters are done in this new like high fidelity way. I think there's an over excessive amount of padding in the game. I think a lot of the story changes are very unnecessary. I think I enjoyed Rebirth. I actually really enjoyed playing the game of Rebirth. But then when I went back to re-experience some of the things that happened in the original, I was like, I really very much prefer the story in the original. I think the remake added really cool side content to expand the world, but at the same time I was like, did we even need any of this? I think the only thing that I really support the Final Fantasy re-trilogy for is combining the lore of the compilation. But another thing about Final Fantasy VII is a lot of the fan base is like, does the compilation even need to exist? Did the compilation even need to exist in the first place? What did Crisis Core add? What did Dirge of Cerberus add? What did all of this add? So it's very messy. I think the games are good. I enjoyed Remake. I really enjoyed Rebirth, but if they wanted to do Final Fantasy VII Remake, I would not have. I don't want Ocarina of Time to go in that direction at all. No,
All right,
no,
so
no.
just let me explain something. I do not think they're make a trilogy of Ocarina of Time.
I also don't want it to be like a one game thing that is so completely deviated from the original. I mean, I also need to separate my love from the original. If this game comes out, I will obviously be like, of course, the original still exists. That doesn't affect my love of the original, but like, it's just weird to me. I'm like, why? I'm
All right,
thinking
so
of
how many
questions
games has
why.
Nintendo remade? Like actually remade? And by the way, I always see people argue this. Ocarina of Time 3D is not a remake.
It's not a remake.
It is a remaster. And yes, sometimes that terminology is mixed up. But if you ask most game developers what a remake is, it is not Ocarina of Time 3D. Ocarina of Time 3D built off the code from Ocarina of Time from N64. And by that logic alone, it is not a remake. Also, even if it is one, right? Because at the end of the day, these are just labels. It came out a long time. It came out in 2011. Like, we're in 2020. The OG Ocarina of Time came out in 1998. 13 years later, we got Ocarina of Time 3D. How many years has it been since 2011?
It'll be 15 next year.
Thank you. Right? So, it's been a longer time since then. A 3DS game, a 240p Zelda game ain't gonna cut it. You know, like that game, they need to modernize it, right? And how they do it, listen, I think this is probably gonna be the most ambitious remake Nintendo's ever done. So we're clear, right? What does that entail? We'll find out, right? Or we won't if it doesn't exist, right? And then you don't have to worry about it. But I
Yeah.
think they need an answer.
My thing is,
They need an answer for 3D Zelda fans early because
yeah.
the new 3D Zelda is so many years away.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I don't think they can afford to wait 4 to 5 years. So what do they do?
My point is, if they're remaking this from the ground up, then I'm just like, make an original game. If you're going to put in the effort to do it from the ground up and not even like use assets from the original, if you're gonna remake all the character designs and all the environments and everything and expand it, then I'm just like, make a whole new game from the ground up, original characters, original world, but make it AA. Make a AA Zelda game. That's something I'm curious to see if they will do. I don't think they will, but that is my wish. But to the argument of an older game like Ocarina of Time 240p, it needs to be modernized. I feel like the only modernization we would need is having it on modern hardware. It is on NSO, that's one thing. But if we want to like individually buy it, I think they can just port the 3DS remaster, and I would be fine with that.
I just puked.
Huh?
I just puked in my mind. Anyway, we can agree, disagree. That's fine. We'll see what happens, right? I have more faith. I'm not that worried about it, right? But I'll also say this: I think Tears of the Kingdom is an amazing game, and yet some people hate it. You know, like whatever. Like it's the internet. It's just life. People.
It is opinions in the end. In the end.
Hey, we've had an argument about Tears of the Kingdom. That's why you haven't been on the show for a year and a half. That's a joke.
I've been ostracized.
It's a coincidence.
It's for my Zelda opinions.
It's purely just a coincidence. But let's talk about more things that people are arguing about. So first off, I just want to say I love the Kirby Air Riders Direct. Right, I think the game is looking awesome. Right, I've kind of slipped in little things, but what do we think is going on with Metroid Prime 4? Like, what is this? I think it's a good poll question, right? What is this Kirby? What is the Kirby Air Riders coming out in November mean for Metroid Prime 4? I mean, I don't think it. I think it means Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out that week. That's all I think it means. But
I've talked to people who have said that they could double up games in November because they have.
They do a lot.
I don't remember if they've done if they've doubled up first party games, but I remember.
Yes, they have.
Oh, they have in November.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, because I remember
I'll show you a list.
2021 was SMT5 and BDSP. Those were the games on Switch for 2021. 2022 was Scarlet and Violet and maybe something else. I don't remember what the other thing was.
I'm trying to find like a list.
2023 was Mario RPG and something else.
Here we go. Let me show you. I got a list. All right, this doesn't include some like third-party stuff that are like like published like a Mario Rabbids kind of thing, right? So that's kind of where we're at to fill in some of the gaps. But let's look at last year's Switch, no, right? We go back to 2023. This is 2020.
Where's Mario RPG?
Is this including everything? Nintendo games. Let's see if that includes it. All right, this is a more complete list now.
Oh, there was Brothership last year.
Yeah. All right, so Fitness Boxing December, Brothership November, Mario Party Jamboree October. Like this is the last year, right? Let's go to 2023.
Mario RPG. Mario RPG.
All right, so Mario RPG November,
and
WarioWare Move It November 2nd, 2 weeks apart, right? But wait, Mario Wonder had just come out 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
And Detective Pikachu had just come out 2 weeks before that. So 4 Nintendo published titles.
Okay.
In between October and November in 2023.
Okay.
And we go back to 2022.
There was Scarlet and Violet.
That's technically 2 games, but there's Scarlet and Violet was Bayonetta 3. And I believe when did Shin Megami Tensei 5 come out? Was that the year prior?
That was 2021, November 20 with BDSP.
Yeah, so we go back to 2020. 2022 had. We were just in 2022. I mean, 2021. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and Shin Megami Tensei 5, right?
Yeah.
And then October had Mario Party Superstars and Metroid Dread.
And then The 2020 was Age of Calamity, but that was the pandemic year.
Yeah, it was a pandemic. Yeah, I mean that we had one game per month. Oh, there was this. That was a physical release. 3 All Stars was September, which is not here.
And then what was 2019? Oh, Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield, mid-November. There was a Halloween game, Luigi's Mansion 3. Ring Fit Adventure would come out just a week before, right? So,
Okay.
and I forgot about Sparks of Hope, by the way, because Sparks of Hope wasn't.
Oh, that was 2022.
Yeah, so that would have come out during this time frame. So, and that's the thing. There are some games that wouldn't be on this list.
October 20th, 2022.
All right, so there was Sparks of Hope, then Bayonetta 3, then Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, like, you know, there's it's not every year where it's 3 to 4 games between October and November, but it's a lot of years. I can continue. There's more examples. What were we going to say, Khaled?
If you guys noticed, Nintendo likes to release games, first-party holiday games, at the end of October. Odyssey, Luigi's Mansion 3, Bayonetta 3. Those are 3 huge games they release end of October. So Metroid Prime 4 could be October 30th.
Yeah, Legend Z position 2 weeks right before Halloween, and the Metroid Prime 1 through 3 art book comes out October 28th. It was actually supposed to come out initially June, was delayed. People have speculated Metroid Prime 4 was also delayed to later in the year internally. So it's just an interesting.
Did someone say that they think that they swap places with DK?
Yeah, that was Kiwi Talks. It's a theory. He does not know that. He wasn't told that. No. He just speculates that. Okay. By the way, Smash December 2018. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out a week before. And just like I said, there's some third-party games that aren't even listed here. That apparently Nintendo had a hand in putting this out.
I didn't know they published that.
Wait,
actually,
hold on. Check this out. Mario Party Jamboree. I mean, just Super Mario Party October. Then The World Ends With You.
And Tour of the Golden Country wasn't far behind.
Like,
yeah. And
right after that was Let's Go Pikachu, and then Smash, right? Like, so there's plenty of examples. I've already shown you like 4 years during the Switch era where there was 3 to 4 Nintendo published titles between October and November, or like close to that. 2017 is another one. The launch year of Switch 2, right? So, Fire Emblem Warriors October, Odyssey October, Slipper Clips November, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It depends on
December 1st. Basically, yeah, last day of November, first day of December.
Yeah. So you see my point.
Yeah.
Right. To expect 3 Nintendo published titles between October and November, not crazy, or possibly 4 if you include December. Like, so 3 to 4 titles. Like, it's very plausible.
So you don't think it's going to be a December game? You don't think it will be?
What, Prime 4?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll show you something else now.
I don't think it's coming out in December. I think it's impossible December.
I'm gonna show you something else.
I think they released it October 30th or like in November 6th.
Okay.
One of those dates.
And Age of Imprisonment would be the December game,
or January, December or January.
I need to show you guys something.
Because Metroid Prime 4 fits so well between the Pokemon and the Air Riders when you think about it.
Yeah.
It fits like perfectly there.
Yeah. Pokemon is what? October when?
16.
Okay.
Yep. 2 weeks later.
Oh, you're right. There's a like a whole month in between that.
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys something. 2 weeks ago, I made this video. Notice the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So, I did notice that. Yeah.
So I'm not saying we're getting Metroid Prime 4 for Christmas, but some children definitely are.
I hope it's before that.
I just want to tell you that if you're a kid and you're going to play Metroid Prime 4 Christmas Day, you have had one of the best Christmases ever. Just saying.
That's
that's
equivalent to like how we got like Twilight Princess with our.
I got OG Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
My first Metroid Prime game was a Christmas gift back in 2002. It is one of my favorite Christmases of all time. Just putting that out there. So,
Well, that must have been legendary at that
Oh,
time.
it was, it
Yeah.
was, and I was playing Mario Sunshine. Like I got the GameCube Mario Sunshine, but there's the Metroid Prime game was hidden in the Christmas tree, and I was like, because I played the demo at the stores, right? It just like looked like the most crazy, most realistic, badass thing back then as a kid. Like it was funny though. I remember like being
Nintendo's doing
asked,
this.
like back then, 2002. I remember being asked like, "Oh, you can get a PlayStation 2 in 4 games," and I'm like, "For what?" No, this GameCube gives me this.
Yeah.
These 2 games are way better than whatever 4 you can cobble up from PlayStation. Keep in mind, I grew up with Nintendo, right? But also, I think I made the right decision.
Yeah.
You don't beat Metroid Prime. You just don't. You just don't. Maybe you can
PS2
beat
has
Mario
heavy
Sunshine.
hitters, but I will say GameCube has very particularly good experiences on it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys this about Metroid Prime 4 because this is the thing that's been like bugging me this entire time. This is probably just a overall change in direction for Nintendo in general in their communication strategy and their marketing and how they're like promoting their games in general. But I remembered like ever since like beginning of Switch and majority of the Switch lifecycle, holiday games are announced in June and then like still talked about throughout the year until their release. Like Metroid Dread was a good example. Like a June announcement, and then they like literally did not shut up about it until the game came out. And I know this year is very different with Switch 2 launching in June, and the whole timeline of events kind of being shifted because of the launch and the reveal and all that stuff. So the whole year has been kind of messy regarding that. I mean, not in a bad way, but it's just kind of like things have been moved around a lot. But I'm still curious why Prime 4 didn't at least get a like additional summer trailer to tell us, hey, this is when the game is coming out, and build up that hype until the release. And then maybe we could have gotten like and I was thinking possibly after Bonanza's release, because like they're focusing on Bonanza. After Bonanza, I was like, what's happening? So my slight worry is a lot of these more niche games. I always see a lot of the Twitter drops, a lot of the trailers, just to get people like to have it known that hey, this game exists. Not to people like us, because we will already know. We will know, and we will always have like Nintendo notifications to let us know that this game is coming or this game got a trailer or whatever. This is mostly for the people who forgot that Metroid Prime 4 was a thing, or like want to, or maybe don't even know Metroid Prime 4 is a thing at all, and they want to like know what to get for a Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever. And I am and I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I'm skeptical to see how a shorter like blowout window is going to look like versus what has been done before. But maybe also I might be misremembering. I might be misremembering a lot of this, and maybe games have had shorter like blowout turnarounds before that I don't.
I mean, Mario Kart and Donkey Kong had super fast turnarounds, right?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like I feel like
3D All Stars had a 2-week turnaround.
Yeah, but those are like games that have the hype behind, not hype, but they have the IP recognition behind them.
So you're saying
They
Donkey
aren't
Kong
as niche as something like. What were you saying?
You think Donkey Kong is just leaps and bounds over Metroid Prime 4?
I would say it has. I don't know. Donkey Kong is. I don't remember how successful Donkey Kong generally is, but I feel like it is more past that niche environment that Metroid is in.
All right. Give me a game.
Any Switch game?
No, give me a Donkey Kong game that you think is a better seller than Metroid. For the record, I think Donkey Kong does technically have a little bit better IP recognition. But
well, what about the original Country Returns on Wii?
Okay. Donkey Kong Country returns Wii sales. It's pretty good. I think this is. Hold on, I'm looking. It's like a whole list. Donkey Kong Country. I'm looking for Donkey Kong Country returns. All right, it sold 6.53 million on Nintendo Wii.
That's
Pretty good.
double what Metroid Dread potentially sold.
Right, but what do you how do you think Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze sold?
Probably worse because it was on the Wii U.
It sold 2 million. But how about on Switch?
I don't know, like 3, 4-ish.
4.62 million.
Huh?
4.62 million.
That is still generally higher than a
It is.
Metroid game.
It is. Metroid Dread sold over
that
3
is
million.
still. Would you consider that niche though? Would you consider within gaming? It's not niche. I will say that. But within Nintendo, would you consider that niche?
I think
can't
there's,
really-
I
it's
think
hard to
there's
consider it because
levels to
Zelda-
this.
Zelda was niche until Breath of the Wild.
You're right.
Like that. Zelda was niche for like 3 decades.
The way we describe niche is very relative.
Yeah.
I don't think people put it this way. The whole 3D Donkey Kong argument for years, most people just wouldn't believe Nintendo would try to do something ambitious with Donkey Kong. And they did.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, you look at Kirby Air Riders. That game sold 1 million copies on GameCube. 1.18 million copies. Yeah, here they are. They gave it a 45-minute freaking direct, and it's the game you're playing this Thanksgiving. Right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to believe in indie projects. Like that's how it is in life. You have to believe in the work you do,
Yeah.
and I guess the results.
yeah.
My question still stands though. I still believe the
doesn't Kirby
quality
have
of
a quick
Prime 4
turnaround?
will do the talking and will do it'll get the word of mouth and everything. But do you
Also,
think
they still haven't advertising it, right? Like, it's not like they
Yeah.
haven't done anything. Like, they've been advertising Metroid Prime 4. It's
Yeah,
has a
I'm
demo at Gamescom.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
we
just
saw a
curious
treehouse
that we
in
haven't
April.
gotten substantial new news since April.
Right.
And
but I don't
I'm
think-
wondering if like
has there been any game that's been like heavily marketed for several months in a row at all? Like, oh, here's another example. Here's a great. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
It's all right. Tears of the Kingdom. I remember
That's what I
we were like freaking out, like, oh my god, they told us nothing about this game that's coming out in 6 weeks, right? And then they just they started marketing it heavily, right? Like right out,
Mhm.
like they waited until we gave up, basically, right?
That way was dreadful. That way was.
It was
bad.
like we had one.
But that game was guaranteed to at least sell like 15 to 20
Okay.
million.
All right, well, let's talk about Emio. Emio had a hell of a fast turnaround. They didn't even
You're
announce
right.
it in direct. They announced it like what, a month before it came out. Granted, I don't know if Emio sold well, but I mean, it was that's
Yeah,
a super niche series,
we
though.
did not hear much about Emio sales.
But was it-
I'm thinking back to Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread, I remember June reveal, Treehouse. After that, I just remember they would not like let us forget that game existed. Almost like every single week we had like what are those, the Dread reports and a new like teaser on Twitter, a new slight new clip of a new gadget that Samus was using. And it's not that I want to know any of this or like all of this or any like it's not that I want to see more of the game right now. I'm already sold on Prime 4. I just hope that this game is seen by, I think it will be. I'm probably making I forgot what the idiom says, but I'm probably making like a big deal out of nothing. But I just hope that this breaks out of the Nintendo and Metroid fan base. I hope people see that, because Tears of the Kingdom, even if it didn't get that trailer, that big blowout trailer in April, I think it was.
They already had the hype.
Yeah, it had the hype, and people were gonna get it anyways because it was the sequel to Breath of the Wild. And Mario Kart, people were gonna get it anyways because it was Mario Kart. DK, people were generally sold, and we were like, oh, nice, 3D Donkey Kong made by the
Conversation
Odyssey.
changed with that.
But the direct helped with that like push to get us to get it. So I feel
We
like
don't
a
know how
direct
it's
is
selling.
coming for Prime 4, and I feel like that big overview trailer is coming. But I'm wondering if that, from the point of that till release, will it be enough to convince people? I think it could be, and I think it probably will. But that's just a question I have in my mind for a more niche franchise like Metroid.
I think Nintendo does this on purpose, right? Like
Yeah.
the way we see it is different from them because they're seeing it like they know people are impatient, but they have a plan set, and they know all these games are coming out and trailers and everything, but they're treating Metroid Prime 4 as Zelda. Like I'm sure of that. They're treating it as like a AAA game.
Oh,
They want it
yeah.
to have a spotlight for 2 months, so they'll announce it like
Okay.
September. It'll come out in November, for example. Like they want you to have that short turnaround. Get hyped. That's what I see it as.
Yeah, I mean, they might see it as
Yeah.
it's probably easier to keep people excited for a shorter span of time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, and it's not like they haven't
That is a
marketed it.
good
They just
point,
haven't
yeah.
marketed it heavily yet, right? And Mario Kart World marketed heavily, 2 month span. Bonanza,
Yeah, Bonanza was
2 months, a month span.
Bonanza was like a month. That's all we knew. It
Yeah.
Exactly a month, and when it was like hype.
Yeah,
We saw more
mean-
of Metroid Prime 4 than we did of Bonanza. Like,
I mean, think about this: they haven't even really been marketing Pokemon until like this weekend.
Yeah.
That's coming out
Nintendo
October.
does that with their games. Even the Kirby Forgotten Land, the big mouthful mode trailer came out like a month before it released.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. That was in the February direct before the release in March.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Whoa, Kirby's like insane now." Everyone's like
Yeah.
hyped for that trailer. Like they do that short turnarounds in the past before.
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, I still think there's some. They got a lot. Here's something else to consider. This is the first holiday of their new generation. You think they're cooking with just Pokemon Legends, ZA, and Kirby Air Riders,
And that's the thing. Like, there's no way. There's no
right?
way.
Like.
I
Metroid-
still know a lot of people who are waiting for that big single player, like kind of big boy title.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Metroid Prime 4. The answer is Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I think also that Galaxy 2 remaster is going to play a role, right? But that's going to be a Galaxy 2 remaster or
And
something.
I know
something for the
DK
anniversary.
fulfills that role very well as well, but like Prime 4 is going to get a lot of the hardcore fan base over onto social media.
Honestly, my biggest concern is Prime 4 being a December title for a few reasons.
Oh, yeah.
One,
Game Awards.
it misses Game Awards, so it won't be nominated for anything. It can still be featured during the show, right? But I want to see the victory lap, right? But then maybe the thing is like, I don't, because you know what it is like. I always feel like December games don't get the love that they deserve, because if it comes out in December,
Yeah.
guess what happens? The people are gonna forget about it 11 months later.
Yeah.
Like the recency bias kicks in, or lack thereof, and so that's not a big thing. At the end of the day, that's not a big deal, right? But Prime 4 being at the Game Awards, it is technically marketing, right? So I think it's maybe a drop in the bucket, but it's still something. The other thing is, I do wonder, like, if you put something on December, you are missing the Black Friday sales, right? You are missing that kind of period of time. So I do kind of wonder, like, is that the best thing to do, right? But then we look at things like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate became the most successful fighting game of all time, released in December. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, much smaller scale, still ended up going down as the most successful Xenoblade game ever, right? Now, if Metroid Prime 4 ends up being a December title, I get a little concerned, but I also think about, I had this thought earlier today. Sure, you put out Metroid after November, you are missing out on people buying it for Black Friday, right? Thanksgiving, right? But, what if Metroid Prime 4 had come out like in May, like, or like sometimes games just come out in months. Like at least December is still a month where there's increased sales because of holidays, right? It's still like an increased successful. It still has an increased likelihood of success in December versus any other month in the year, and we could still see a game being successful in any month of the year, right? So I look at it like that, and if Metroid Prime 4 has legs, which that's like that's the big question, right? Because Metroid Prime 4 is going to sell like 1 to 2 million like immediately. It's going to be how is it going to fare afterwards, right? And usually what happens is not well, right? The audience, the fan base buys the game because they know what it is. They know it's peak, right? And then once the fan base buys the game, everyone else is like, well, I think I'll just play Paper Mario or Mario Kart. I don't know, or BioShock. The BioShock thing kind of irks me because BioShock is like a first person. I remember when BioShock came out at the same time as Metroid Prime 3. BioShock like did so well. Metroid Prime 3 didn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which one was it? BioShock 2 or
I think it was
BioShock?
OG BioShock.
Oh, the first. Oh.
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
BioShock's cool. Yeah, BioShock 1 sales.
What was that? 2011, right? 2010.
2007.
2007. Wow.
Sold over 4 million units. Meanwhile, Metroid Prime 3 sold like 1.5 on the Nintendo Wii in 2007.
Oh.
Let me double check that number, actually. It might be less. It might be like a million. Metroid Prime 3 sales. 1.41 million.
That was also during like the COD and Halo hype. So there's a lot of competition in all directions.
Yeah. I don't like. It was one of the things I hate about the Wii era. Maybe hate's a strong word, but I don't think that like there were a lot of people who had a Nintendo Wii, but most people who had a Nintendo Wii didn't really care about the core games, right?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the Wii fan base, it took me a while to realize this, but a lot of the Wii fan base was just the families who picked it up, played it for like one Christmas, and then like hid it in the attic forever.
And I look at this. Metroid Dread sold over 3 million copies.
Yeah.
That's a 2D Metroid game. Let's be real. 2D games are good, but in general, 3D games have more sales potential.
They have more.
They appeal. They have that more of that appeal to a broader audience, right? Because people are like, "Oh, that looks really cool," you know. Like 2D game, like there is a little bit of a. There's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, that's just like an old game with better graphics," right? And I want to just be crystal clear here. I love 2D games. I bought Metroid Dread. I played the game 4 times straight. Like I beat it. Played it again, 100% it, played it again in Dread mode. Like I continue to play it. I love Metroid Dread, right? I love Mario Wonder. I 100% of that game. I love the Donkey Kong games, right? I played Ori, right? Like I love Shovel Knight. Like I like 2D games. I'm a 2D game player, but I am just saying when we're speaking facts here, 2D games have less sales potential than 3D games in general. There are exceptions, yes. We just talked about Tropical Freeze, for example, right?
Yeah.
But I'm simply saying that if Metroid Dread can hit 3 million, I don't see how Metroid Prime 4 doesn't do markedly better.
Yeah. I think it's guaranteed 5 million. Guaranteed. But it should hit 10 million. That's the thing. I think Nintendo wants it to be like that, the double-digit seller.
I want to believe that, but you look at how Nintendo hasn't talked about it. It's probably hard for people to be like. I think a lot of people, right? Maybe the thing is that, Khaled, like you and I are on the same page, right? And I think other people want to be on the same page. They want to believe that Nintendo is going to try this for Metroid Prime 4, but they don't see the evidence.
Yeah, well, yeah, it makes sense too. Like, there's no proof yet. So,
yeah, we haven't seen that massive marketing push. They barely showed the game. So
yeah,
maybe.
There's also like, I'm not sure how much of a marketing push like it would. I don't know what kind of angle they would go at for a marketing push, because we have to remember, Prime 3 came out in 2007. Like the market was so different back then. I think now it's easier to sell Metroid Prime 4 than it was all those years ago. In general.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right now, if a game is good, it's going to get the respect it deserves.
Yeah, I think word of mouth is going to help it lots too.
Yeah. I mean, also, it's coming. It's the first year of Switch too. Like, there's got to be that new console intrigue, right? So, yeah. Looking at the poll though, right? Most people are saying October for Prime 4. We got 46 votes so far. But what I want to point out, it's not like it's a fairly divided poll. It's kind of hilarious. So the options I put. So here's the question that I asked. So with Air Riders coming November 20th, when is Prime 4? The 4 options: October at 35% currently, November 21%, December 23%, delayed, boo, in all caps, 21%. So November, December, delayed, boo are all about even with each other, and October has an edge, but it's not like, you know, leaps and bounds higher. So yeah, that's just interesting to me.
Yeah, a delay would be that would be kind of risky at this point, because the Nintendo would have known months ago if they were going to delay this game.
I think so. I don't think the game's getting delayed.
Yeah,
I think
that would have been like a
there's
huge
no way.
mistake on their end if they delay it right
They
now.
would have had to have said something.
Yeah, they would have said something. It would be a really
Yeah.
bad move if they delayed it in like September.
Yeah. And also if they don't have Metroid Prime 4, I would say the lineup's looking kind of thin.
Yeah, there's no really there's like multiplayer games in Pokemon.
Like Pokemon's not going to cut it for everyone.
Yeah, they won't.
My Pokemon's still a lot.
They need a good balance of the general masses and the core gamers. And if Prime 4 isn't here, then the core gamers are going to be missing out on something.
I mean, I think the core gamers should be playing Kirby Air Riders, but
Well, yeah, that game's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you that the online is gonna be so good with that game. I'm about Air Riders, dude. I'm on the hype ride star.
Yeah.
I'm on the Warp Star train. It's gonna be so good. I'm a little sad that so many people don't seem to be vibing with Air Riders, and I just don't know why.
I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty good.
What were you gonna say, Cal?
Kind of looks like a remake of the first Air Ride in a way. It looks like a remake.
I mean, oh yeah, like it's definitely
in a good
like
way.
following the same exact like formula from what we can tell.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same thing, just way better.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
But like I look at the game and like there's an attention to detail with the animations, right? Like the tilt, like you can crash into the ground, right? Or like I wasn't sure if they were gonna keep the walking, like being able to walk around get off your vehicle and walk around is such an unorthodox thing to do for a racing game, but they let you do it, right? And so it was cool. It was plausible with Kirby Air Ride because it was just Kirby had to animate, right? But they have all these other characters they've added now, right? They all can get off the cart or whatever you want to call it and walk around, and on top of that, they all can use the copy abilities, and so all their you know they all their characters change to fit these copy abilities. So I'm just like thinking about it, like, oh, that's a lot of work they put in to make this all kind of flow and have these features. And then like seeing like how the stats, right? Like the vehicles have stats, the characters have stats, the characters have passive abilities and specials, and then that can all vary. And I'm like, oh, there's a lot of mixing up there, right? And then in City Trial, like there's like you can improve your stats too, right? Like so that there's a whole other layer there, and the gameplay just like the controls are simple, and I think part of the thing is that the game plays very different from other kinds of games, and I don't think people quite get it. But I just look at it, I'm like, man, this seems designed for like high precision, like fast paced gameplay. Like, and that to me is super exciting. Like, this is going to be like a fun, like they simplify the controls so you can focus on that fast paced, high precision, and just kind of think about your strategy. And it's simple. It's simple to play, but it's difficult to master. That's the Smash formula. It's so brilliant. It's so Sakurai. Like it in a way, Kirby Air Riders feels like a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sequel, if that makes any sense.
I think I told you this on Twitter, but it's a very Sakurai coded game.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
I mean
the
all these games
animations,
have a similarity.
in the gameplay, in the
The menus,
the menus are very, very Smash coded. Yeah,
so
Yeah,
good.
the quality is like you can see it. Like the Sakurai quality is like
yeah.
top tier. It's close
You
to the next
can
level games. How he animates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could the first Kirby game I ever played, and this is embarrassing. This is still the only Kirby game I've ever played. I'm gonna eventually play Forgotten Land eventually, but the only Kirby game I played was Superstar Ultra on the DS, and I played that after I played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I noticed I was like, oh, the controls are the same, the way
yeah.
Kirby's moving is the same, and then I realized that the same guy who did Smash did Kirby, and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And even now, when I wasn't watching the direct like frame by frame, I was watching it while eating breakfast at my desk in office, but like. I noticed a lot of the animations and like how they were using the copy abilities looked like how it would in an actual Kirby game, like the feedback and the animations of all that. So that was really cool.
What's also
And
neat to me is that like it's almost like looking like it's almost like looking at Smash Bros in 3D.
yeah,
Yeah,
what if that's what Smash evolves into? What if it turns into a 3D fighter?
but that would
I
That's
be
don't think it
whole.
will.
That is
I
a
don't think it
whole.
will, but like,
It's not saying a whole other level doesn't do it justice. That is several whole other levels of complexity.
yeah.
Right? Smash Ultimate is extremely complex. And I don't know how many, if people realize that. Kirby Air Riders is complex. It's simple. It may appear simple, but that's behind the genius of it. It is not simple,
yeah,
right? And so like yeah,
this game itself looks very layered.
it is, right? And so
Yeah,
like if you imagine Smash Brothers to have that degree of sophistication and depth and precision, that they accomplished that with all of this content, with all these layers of gameplay and variation in 2 dimensions. You add another dimension. That's an astronomical increase in complexity and things to account for.
yeah,
Like obviously they would have to make a lot of concessions, like probably a much smaller roster, less stages. Like there's it would be a different thing.
it's sort of like what Kid Icarus Uprising did. They focused on 3 modes of gameplay, and that was it. But they really, really honed in on those: the 3D on foot, the on rails flying, and then the boss battling. So, I think this game is very
Yeah.
focused on what it wants to do. So I think it'll pay off in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like they're aiming it for it to be a kind of they want it to appeal to more than the like the main fan base, because you can tell especially online they want it to be super quick. So you finish your race, you go next. It just keeps
Yeah.
going rapid fire. I think that's gonna appeal to lots of people.
guys, I had an idea the other day, and it just occurred to me it's even more epic than I originally thought. All right, I probably shouldn't say this here, but who cares? Me. I'm saying it anyway. This is what I want to do something, and someone may steal my idea. And this is the internet. People steal my ideas all the time. I don't complain about it usually until now. That side note, when you're on the internet and someone uses it, does like has a similar idea to you, or like uses your thumbnail or something, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of people complaining, because I don't know. I think you just have to kind of accept it and just continue, because it's inevitable. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't credit artists, right? Like if I try to do, like if I use art, like I always try to link these things in the description below and stuff like that. But just saying, if you're on the internet, things are gonna get copied, and also oftentimes someone didn't copy your idea; they just had a similar idea. Happens all the time. That doesn't you know what I mean? Like oftentimes we would just have similar, like for example, Nish, you and I probably have had same ideas. That doesn't mean we like copied each other. It's literally just we just came to a similar conclusion because it made sense.
Yeah.
That's all it meant. Anyway, here's the idea. I want to do a Nintendo Olympics. I want to get fellow content creators together and we play different Nintendo games that are like different like multiplayer sports. So for Switch 2, they've introduced a few already. So we got Mario Kart World, obviously, right? We have Dragon Drive, which is like, I mean, it's wheelchair basketball, right? And then we have Kirby Air Riders, you know? Like, I'm like, oh, this is cool. And also, Legends EA, by the way, they showcase a new style of gameplay, the free-for-all battles, which is a whole other, like, that's freaking cool. So, like, there's actually like a decent amount of like Switch 2 games that are coming out this year that like are offering a different style of like online multiplayer, and that's super interesting to me. And there's gonna be more.
No, it's a great idea. It's something different. So I say go for it.
That sounds fun, and that's a very nice way to just collab with other creators as well.
Yeah, it'd just be hard. It'll be hard to organize.
Yeah, the
Also, everyone
Xenoblade
has to have a
community
game.
does Xeno Olympics. I think there's a guy called K Jewelers. Some people might know him in the chat. He does the Xenoblade Olympics, but it's more for trivia and some like in-game stuff. But this is perfect for like multiplayer stuff, multiplayer competitive stuff. Yeah,
So cool.
Cool.
Dragon Drive is fun, to be honest. Yeah, and it's short. It's 3 minutes. Like it's not even like it's a game of basketball. It's about teamwork. It's a team-based game. We're gonna say Khaled?
About the whole multiplayer thing. I always thought about this for years. Like we didn't get a 4-player Zelda game yet, multiplayer, for some reason. Do you think that's gonna happen in the Switch 2 era?
Well, I mean, we have 4 swords, right?
Yeah, 4 Swords, but that's an old game.
Well, we haven't gotten a new 4 swords, did we? I
Yeah,
guess
just like a
Kaden.
general, like a top-down 4-player Zelda game. Like a
I
brand
want
new
a, I want a 3D 4-player Zelda.
Yeah,
game.
even 3D, something. Because I'm surprised because Zelda exploded into huge sales potential.
Well, I mean, I think technically Hyrule Warriors is co-op.
but that's a different kind of style.
Sure.
Like imagine 4 Swords but in 3D. That'd be
I would like that. I remember if you guys remember the days of our crackpot Tears of the Kingdom theories, I remember a lot of us were saying like Zelda will be playable and we'll be able to play co-op with Link and Zelda because that's what they wanted to do with Wolf Link. I actually think that would be great. And remember my idea of a AA Zelda game where it's maybe
Yeah.
not totally traditional, but it's a little more traditional leaning with some maybe open air qualities and not as big as Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. That would be a great co-op adventure. That would be great for co-op, I think.
Idea. What if the team behind It Takes Two and Split Fiction made this co-op Zelda game?
That would be cool. But I don't know if I don't want to say I don't know if Nintendo will do that because Nintendo is starting to partner with a lot more like external teams that we did not expect them to, so I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility.
I
But
mean, it wouldn't be mainline Zelda. It would be obviously
Yeah.
be a spin-off, but like what if it was like a game based off Princess Zelda and Impa working together?
yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, right?
'Cause that's the thing was, multiplayer Zelda has lots of potential, and like the series is now it's getting close to Mario level for the bigger games. They basically beat Mario for Odyssey, so I think now they can start branching out Zelda more. They did Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
Like,
and
and
Age of
Zelda.
Calamity did well. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I could see them doing a 4-player Zelda game eventually.
They should make Zelda Kart. I'm sorry. Zelda Horse Derby. You race horses. It's a horse racing Zelda game.
Well, that would actually go pretty good. Horse
Yeah.
racing Zelda game.
I remember I saw that in an April Fool's Nintendo Direct in like 2019, and the final game was Zelda horse racing.
I actually think they could make a pretty good like Zelda horse derby game. Like I'm just thinking about it more, right? So like you have several it's a horse racing competition.
I'll be right
Or
back.
it sure. But like you could have like jousting, for example. Like 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 it's not just racing, there's some combat, like there's jousting, there could be like how like in Twilight Princess they have the fight where you're running at the Moblin King.
yeah.
Right? Like they have sequences like that. right? They could have archery on the horse as well, right? Like, so they're still bringing like some Zelda stuff. They could even incorporate like some puzzle solving with the horse, right? So they could do that, but obviously you still have the horse racing. But they go a step further. It could be they kind of bring in like Twilight Princess Link, right? And like he was a herder, right? Like they could kind of like go into like raising the horse, training the horse, or like maybe there's like other games like where you're literally like wrangling, right? Or like herding sheep. Like so they could do a lot of like different. They could like basically make it like a Zelda horsing mini game series. Did you hear my jousting idea?
Yeah,
Quick
I did.
before you
I
left?
did.
Yeah, so like I don't like listen. Do I think they're gonna do this?
I
No.
think they need to
But,
play
like,
around
it
with
kind of
spin-offs
works.
more. I think
Yeah.
that would really pay off. I don't remember who said this in what video, or someone might have said this. I can't remember who it was, but they're like, what if there was a Zelda meets Animal Crossing game, an Animal Crossing city builder kind of game, but you do it in like Terrytown or Lurlin Village or Kakariko Village or something like that, and
Have you
you
played the
you
online
live the
VHS
life
program?
of a villager.
Okay. Yeah, that actually would be.
Yeah.
You're playing
It-
living
it-
living like just playing as a Hylian.
Yeah, or like a completely original character, and then
Zelda
you meet like all
Sims.
other races and stuff.
Zelda Sims, except instead of like worrying about getting a job, you have to worry about surviving a calamity.
Yeah.
That would be actually.
I think playing around with spin-offs would be nice, because ever since I heard of Heroes of Hyrule and the Sheik game, I'm like, I want them to expand beyond Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors is good, but Cadence of Hyrule was a very big surprise. I want them to try dabbling in more stuff like that with the Zelda series.
Yeah, I want something more ambitious than an indie collaboration. And I want something less repetitive. Like I think Age of Imprisonment's actually gonna be pretty solid. But I want something different. Like I'm with you guys. I mean, we did hear that Retro Studios. I mean, yeah, this is official. Like there was a canceled like Sheikah based
Two of them. It was the Sheik game, and then it was the Heroes of Hyrule, which was
oh yeah, I remember hearing
so that was
about
the tactics game. It was a tactics RPG like Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics or something like that. But the characters you play, so this is what I remember it as. Link is the narrator of the story, and the story is of a Kokiri, a Goron, a Zora, and a Gerudo. And you that's like your party of your tactical RPG.
They probably canceled it because the narrator just never talked.
Or they're like, no, Link is talking too much, we can't do this. No.
Yeah, it's sad we don't get to see that game.
That would have been great. Yeah.
This reminds me of, we had also heard that like with Federation Force, it apparently at one point was meant to be like a more of a modern kind of like shooter. Like originally they were aiming for like a PS3 level like fidelity, so it would have been like a Wii U game, or maybe it would have been delayed to eventually being like an early Switch 1 title or something. But that they obviously pivoted to making Chibi Force. I mean Federation Force. So yeah, unfortunately.
Federation Force.
So Sam Talks Games, been a member for 31 months. Thank you for being around all this time, buddy. I made it a little late here. I hope Metroid Prime 4 comes up before December, so it has a decent chance for the holidays and for the Game Awards. Me too. I think our best bet, honestly. I mean, the thing is, like, that Halloween spot is a.
I'm going with that.
If it's not, then I mean, maybe they do early November. Like they could do November 6th or whatever. Like they could do. What I'm looking at is this. I'm looking at my calendar here. So it either comes out October 30th or November 6th. If it doesn't come out on those days, probably a December release. If it's coming out this year still, which I think it absolutely is, because if it wasn't, Nintendo would have said something already and not be repeatedly reiterating that it's coming out in 2025 with all their press statements and demoing it the way they have been. Like, no, it's not getting delayed. So, yeah, I think that's where we're at right now.
I agree.
Yeah, Nishquick, how do you feel? Do you think Prime 4 is slipping away?
I
Or-
always have the doubts that it could be 2026, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like you guys said, they would have said something by now. Earlier today, when we saw that Kirby was November 20th, I was thinking it could be December, but you guys have raised some good points about it potentially being in between Pokemon and Kirby. So
I just want to make it clear. I am not sold on it coming out October 30th or November 6th. I just think it makes sense, but it could also be like what if Hyrule Warriors comes out then,
yeah,
and then
I'm
Metroid
ready
comes
for
out in
anything
December.
at this point. I just know it's not September.
Yeah.
That
See, I'm okay with
already
Hyrule
knew
Warriors
it
being
wasn't
December
going to
game
be
because I don't
September.
care how that game
When we
sells.
didn't get more news in like the June July time, I was like, okay, September's off the table. I highly doubt it.
I could see them skipping the direct altogether, honestly. Even though I don't want them to, like the general direct. Like when you think about it, they could do a Mario 40th direct, and then show Metroid Prime 4 direct, and then they have the whole year lined up. Then they just do a direct in January.
And they do
I
partner
could,
showcase.
I
Partner
don't want them to
showcase
do that.
Mario Anniversary
I
Direct. and
hope they
Metroid
don't
Prime
do that,
Direct.
but knowing Nintendo,
If
they
they
can pull
do
that off.
that, if they do that, then
I think it's a bad idea.
Me too, but like,
well,
never
the
know.
only thing is I would want to know dates for early 2026 games. Like maybe it's like the Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life games that they had announced earlier this year, but that is probably the necessity for having a direct like in September. But if they don't do a direct and they just move everything to February and announce everything in February, that'll be the greatest direct of all time. It'll have
That'd be
It'll
wild.
have release dates for everything. It'll line up the year, the rest of the year of 2026. It'll have Project Legacy. It'll have something else, third-party games. It'll have everything.
Yeah,
Could happen.
it's fun. So I'm gonna end this poll, and I'm gonna say we're reaching a conclusion for the evening, guys. So any final things you guys want to put out in the chat? This is your opportunity to do so. 5-minute warning. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we call it a night?
Yeah, the main thing I wanted to discuss was Metroid Prime 4. Like, what is the what is the holdup with them not giving us news? But I guess they're just going one at a time with games. They're focusing on what is like immediately coming next. But that also like makes me even more curious. Why did they have the Kirby Direct now if Metroid is potentially coming earlier? And I'm not complaining
It's not.
because I know people online misconstrued a lot of what me and specifically Joey were trying to say about this. I'm happy that Kirby is getting the recognition and the spotlight, but I'm just curious, where is the Metroid news and where is the Metroid blowout that we expect or we're looking for? So I think it's coming, but it's interesting how things are going.
Yeah, I think mainly because Sakurai is in charge of Kirby, so he probably wanted that explanation direct, 45 minutes. I think that's one of the reasons why we got that first.
Yeah.
I'll say it is interesting. Like there's just things that are happening that are weird, right? Like Hyrule Warriors Agent in Prison, we got our trailer on.
Yeah, we didn't get a release date for it.
No, we didn't get a release date for it. And that was flabbergasting that they did that. That was also strange about Hyrule Warriors is that there's a lot of things weird about Hyrule Warriors. They had accidentally listed it as a winter 2025 game for a financial briefing and took it down after a couple hours and changed it to just winter. Now we have and we also have now the YouTube description of it coming out this spring. In Australia would be by this November, right? But here in the West it's winter, which starts this December. Like, what does that mean, right? So that's all weird. Another thing that's weird about this game is that they've talked about how they've been able to improve the performance of this game over the prior Hyrule Warriors game, which implies, you know, at least a solid 30. But we've actually seen some 60 FPS gameplay, but only clips. Most of the gameplay they've shown is still 30. So like, what's going on with that? So it's weird, right? Like they're still holding back a lot on this game, and maybe it's just coming out later. But why even that? Like, it's just, if you were gonna give another trailer on the game months later, and then it's supposed to come out relatively soon, and you don't give us a release date, it's just kind of like a why? Yeah. Like, I wonder if maybe they were just thinking that they're gonna get this release date in the September Direct, and they just thought they should provide another trailer in the partner showcase just to make it more interesting for Nintendo fans. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was their thinking, right? But they didn't want to give the release date, because that's usually like the big trailer, right? They want to save that for the September Direct. They just included something for Hyrule Warriors just to keep fans satiated. Like, maybe
I like the trailer that we saw.
Yeah, I mean, it restored my faith
story
in the
implications
game
and stuff. It was very cool.
Yeah, no, it made me more interested in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's strange. I mean, the fact that we didn't get a June Direct or a July Direct is strange.
Yeah, like that really shocked me, because like you think they want to hype people up until next year, but they're like, no, who cares? Focus on these games for now. They actually don't even care, man.
I don't know.
Do you think in an ideal world, if it didn't change up their marketing strategy like this, do you think that we would have gotten a June Direct the same month that the Switch 2 came out? I still think it could have happened.
I think July,
at least July, after the release of Bonanza. I think
that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah. April to July, yeah.
Like, you look at 2017, they had a giant January conference, right?
Yeah.
It was bigger than your normal Direct. Then the Switch came out 6 weeks later. Super fast turnaround there, right? Then in April they had a Nintendo Direct. And then in June they had a summer spot. It was a Nintendo Direct without calling it a Nintendo Direct. It was basically that. It was 100% that. Just gave it a different name.
And it was also a big Direct. It was a big Direct.
It was a big presentation in June. Yeah. And they still had a September Direct. And they also still had a Splatoon Direct, a Xenoblade Direct, an ARMS Direct, right? They had a Fire Emblem Direct early in the year. They had an Animal Crossing Mobile Direct. Like, they had all the extra Directs, had the typical early year, mid, and late year Directs, and still had a huge live conference and an April. Like, it was just...
Yeah.
There are a lot of Directs this year, to be fair. There are. It's just really the real head scratch. It was frustrating early in the year, waiting all the way till late March for a Nintendo Direct, but at least we had that January, like, little trailer, right? I don't know. It's just, it's Nintendo's definitely been like, we're just not gonna let you know what we're doing. Yeah.
It feels very different than what we're used to.
Mm-hmm. That's why I worry that there's no Direct in September. Because they could announce Splatoon Raiders for like January, February, and then they could. What if they delay Hyrule Warriors until also early 2026?
Yeah,
and then they could do a Direct early 2026 for the rest of the year. Because you know how like they're being really stingy right now with the announcements.
I just think that would be a bad idea.
Me too. But Nintendo this year is really surprising. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I just don't. I think the Nintendo Direct is good for them. So them not doing. That just doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, that's really hard to predict.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think there's going to be a major Direct. It's just...
Yeah, I think most likely, yeah. But I'm still keeping my mind open to that possibility, knowing Nintendo.
Yeah, you can't rule anything out, right?
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully there is, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, checking with the chat here. Dark Dragon. Gameplay is king, always has been, always will be. This is true. Oh, but Solomon Battle disagrees. I think story matters more than gameplay, to be honest. Because
I will say this in that regard. I've always been a gameplay person until I started to heavily play JRPGs. And then I was like... And now I can't play like super gameplay focused games. I'm like, I need the emotional impact.
Interesting.
I need it.
I want to finish reading Solomon Battle's comment here because you want the story to be good to give you a reason to play the game. They continue later. Don't get me wrong, guys. I want the gameplay to be good, but if the story is shit, then why play it? There's like no incentive. I think this is an interesting argument.
You're still playing a game in the end, so enticing gameplay hook and gameplay mechanic can keep you coming back to the game.
All right. Well, I love Mario Kart World. Doesn't need a story,
Yeah.
right? Kirby Air Riders doesn't need a story. They don't need a story.
Yeah.
I will say, Smash Brothers has pretty bad stories. Still freaking great. Although I will add this: I liked Subspace Emissary, right? That was actually really cool.
Subspace Emissary is amazing.
The adventure mode in Melee was cool. Like, I do like it when game like. I think with Smash, you don't have to have like a normal story, but I think I want them to like put in things where you can like there's like lore details and world building elements, so you can kind of like, you know what I mean, like envision something going on.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's a cool thing. Like I remember like playing, Smash for 64 and Melee, and I always wondered about the origins of the Master Hand, like because the opening cutscene of Smash 64, right, like.
It's like the kids' toy room,
right? And so you're like that's in my head, like, so I kind of like think about that, like that's. But
for
stuff.
me, I started with Brawl, and I heard Master Hand and Crazy Hand's laughs, and I thought they were like straight evil, like messed up, like entities, and I was like scared of them. I was like, holy, oh my god, like I don't want to like get on this guy's mean side. But then turns out it might just be like a little kid's like glove trying to like play with his toys or whatever.
No, the thing is, Smash 64, he was a kid, but then as he matured, life got hard.
Yeah,
he changed, and eventually he became taboo.
Do you remember how the Smash Dojo describes them? So
No.
Master Hand was the manifestation of creative spirit or something like that, and Crazy Hand was the manifestation of destructive spirit. And I thought that was insane. I was like, what does this mean?
I haven't heard of those before. Is that official on the?
I think it was on the Smash Dojo like way back then, because I remember reading that as a kid. I was like, what do they mean by this?
Dojo was back then. I would come back home from school. All right, check out Smash Dojo.
I would come home from school, log into the dojo, see the next character that was announced.
That was my highlight of the day.
And the day they revealed Sonic, I went insane. That was like my first like massive like reaction to video game news. Sonic is in Smash.
So cool. Yeah, and they have a pretty they have an epic cutscene at the end of Kirby Air Ride. Like it's very Smash-esque.
Yeah, I think that could be a story. I wonder.
Possibly.
I will say this about story and gameplay. Most of my favorite games usually have a balance, and even if the game is gameplay focused, like a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Xenoblade X, there is still a lot of supporting lore and story behind it. And also, I recently talked about this on another like podcast discussion I did with another friend, but I do not believe that Nintendo games never had good stories. Nintendo games always had good stories. I mean, some of them are way more gameplay focused, like a Mario and like whatever else games that are more story focused. But like, I always believe Zelda had a good story. I always believe Fire Emblem had a good story. I always believe Metroid had a very good story. Like, Nintendo stories were never subpar. Of course, they're not like on the level of like a Final Fantasy or something like that, but Nintendo never skips out on their story
Pikmin,
and world building.
The Louis element just makes things interesting. You're like, oh, what is going on with Louis? Like
who?
Louis. Olimar's
in Pikmin,
yeah. You're like, is he evil? Is he like there's like something off with Louis, and he's always at the source of every problem. Yeah, so like even though the story, like there's a lot of simple things about Pikmin's story, like there's at least elements that like kind of get you curious about what's going on.
Yeah.
Mario.
Mario has its RPGs where it can play around with the
RPG
stories.
stories are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the mainline 3D Mario games, I like Mario 64. Simple, but it was cool. They had the
Yeah.
atmosphere.
They tried to add a little more of a plot in Odyssey with the wedding and stuff, but it's still pretty simple. But that's how Mario generally is.
I mean, there was still like a really powerful moment there at the end. Like I think it was fine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine had voice acting.
And
Got
also,
way more
I
cinematic.
also played it when I was a child, so my nostalgia for it's on another level.
I will say a lot of people have said over the past like few years, like, oh, before Xenoblade, Nintendo never had a good story, or like, oh, if you want a good story in your Nintendo game, then play Xenoblade. And like, of course, I agree, Xenoblade has the best stories in all of Nintendo games. I truly believe that. Or you can go back to like old classic Fire Emblem. Those
Some
have
people
very
might
good stories.
argue Zelda, but I think that's mostly Zelda bias.
Zelda, I will fight to the T that Zelda has always had good story, and only recently in the past like few years, I've been hearing people say, "Oh, Zelda's story never mattered. Oh, Zelda story was always like a backseat. It was always like not even a secondary thing.
Well,
It was something that they thought about like near the end of development."
There's truth to the statement, but it's not entirely fair.
Yeah.
They think about story, but story's thought about to fit around the gameplay.
Yeah, and even then, a lot of the story and character moments in Zelda are not like surface level. They're still very well thought out. Like a lot of stuff that happens in Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword are very like. Of course, they're not like on the level of a Final Fantasy or a Xenoblade, but
Want me to tell you something that some people would probably crucify me for?
what?
I actually like the story of Zelda more than every Soulsborne game.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Like,
The reason I feel that way is because
I
I
don't-
personally don't like the presentation of narrative in Souls games.
No, I think it's bad.
I'm not a fan of it because I don't like looking at item descriptions and
like, yeah, there's depth
exhausting
there
NPC
for those who want
dialogue, and it's not
and
fun.
to be clear, I like Soulsborne games. I love them. Right, I'm a huge fan. Right, I haven't played all of them yet. I've played Demon Souls, I've played Bloodborne, I've played Dark Souls, I've played Elden Ring. Loved all of them, and I will continue to play them. I'm hyped for Dustbloods. I will eventually go to you know, the other the 2 and 3. I'm gonna go back to those eventually.
Dark
for
Souls.
Yeah, and I eventually want to play
Oh,
Sekiro.
you gotta play Dark
played,
Souls 3. Dark Souls
Yeah.
3 is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So I'm all in on Soulsborne games, but I doesn't mean I think the story is like this. It's not like a. It doesn't get a rise out of me. Like it's not like something. I'm there for the adventure and the fighting,
Yeah.
and the coolness of it, right? And like I try and pay attention to the story, but it's not. It's just not. It's not like at Tears of the Kingdom, right, where I see the end and I'm like, oh my god, this is such a beautiful, awe-inspiring moment,
Yeah.
right? Like there's not that. It's not like Skyward Sword where I'm tearing up at the end, right? Like it's.
Dude, Skyward Sword got me so emotional so many
I mean,
times.
the thing is, like Soulsborne games are not feel-good stories.
Yeah.
They're more like, what
And
the hell's going on?
What I like in my video game stories is I like to relate to the characters and I like to relate to the moments that happen. And that's what I love so much about Xenoblade. Xenoblade does that all the time for me. And that's what like makes me connect to the moments and the characters and all that. And yeah, if a game's story is only lore, then there's only so much I can get interested in. And then after all, I'll just be like, ah, that's cool.
I want to point out Travis Stick's comment in the chat. I love how Dark Souls is kind of abstract and biblical-ish. Like, and I get that. I see the allure there. And it's not that I don't appreciate that, but it, if you want me to tell you like what I get more enjoyment out of, it's a story and it's a Zelda game story, right? Like,
Yeah.
To me that's gonna touch my soul a little bit more.
And it's more personal because a lot of the stuff is directly happening to you, whereas in a Souls game, all the things already happened, and you're like, oh, that happened here. Oh, that's sad.
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of that in Breath of the Wild, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my disconnect with the story of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom, but that's just how those games are made, which is it's whatever.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I think Tears of the Kingdom did a better job.
yeah,
Like, but there's still work to be done,
yeah.
right? Like, yeah,
Darcy in the chat says that they want a Fire Emblem story with the writing of Tellius again, and I'm very very excited. So many of my friends are telling me to play Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, and I am very much looking forward to play those games. That and Genealogy, because I've played like Awakening. Awakening has a very basic story, but I still really liked it. Echoes has a fantastic story and a really, really, really good cast of characters. Three Houses has a great story as well, really good characters. But the three Fire Emblem stories that I really want to play are Genealogy, because supposedly it is arguably one of the darkest Nintendo games ever made. And it's so dark that people are wondering if in this potential remake it's going to be significantly altered, and because of how dark it gets. And then Tellius, because I've heard just the plot and the characters are really good. So I'm looking forward to playing those eventually. Yeah.
So I just find this interesting. RGT85 on Twitter said things are looking spooky for Metroid coming out in 2025 now. And I think people are taking that to mean he doesn't think Metroid's going to come out this year. But I think what a lot of people are glossing over is that he might just be like hinting at Halloween. Yeah. It's kind of an amazing half glass, like half full situation. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't think it's coming out this year?" That's not what he necessarily said.
He might have
he may not know. It's just kind of interesting that he said that.
Possibly,
huh?
I don't know. I was saying maybe he got some Nate the Hate insight.
Maybe, or maybe just saying his mind and he doesn't think it's coming out this year. He just chose that word.
Lock in October 30th. I say that's 100%.
Is that a Thursday?
It's a Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah. Halloween's the 31st, so kind of spooky would be 30th.
Yeah, I could see it. Okay, wait. 16th is Pokemon, so 2 weeks later would be the 30th.
Yeah. No, I think
30th or
it's
maybe
an ideal.
even November 6th. I can see that happening.
Those are the days that I think another game would come out. The question is it Metroid or something else? I feel pretty good in saying that there's going to be another Nintendo published title that comes out either October 30th or November 6th. Is it Metroid Prime 4? Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z to find out. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like we've reached a good point to end the show. So let's do that. I'll ask this one question. Answer this one last question here. Solid Battle asks me, do you think we'll get a Mario baseball game? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Baseball, yeah. 2007 was it? It's a Wii game, right? The last one.
Yeah, there was a Wii game. Yeah, that was a sequel to the GameCube one. I'm all. When was the last time we got a sports title? Strikers in 2022. So like,
I think it'll happen, but
we can see it. Yeah.
I think
we got Aces in 2018. So, and then there was a golf in like 2021 or something. So, yeah, I could see one coming out next year. Seems pretty plausible to me.
I think baseball or tennis would be next year.
Yeah. The only thing, what the team that makes Mario Tennis and Aces is that? I'm trying to remember who develops. I think I know who it is.
Bandai developed it.
Camelot. Maybe there's assistance there, but
for
Mario
Sluggers.
Tennis. Oh, I got you. Oh yeah, well, they're almost done with like. I mean, Bandai can come out with something at any point, but I just wonder if maybe Camelot would move on to making baseball, because they've made several Mario sports titles.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
So, yeah, I hope. I mean, I kind of hope they're making Golden Sun, but we'll see.
New Golden Sun would be awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, I want to end it now. Show's been running for a while. For long enough. Thank you all for stopping by. Make sure to check out my two lovely guests who their social medias are linked in the description below. Khaled's Twitter, Nishwick Pop's YouTube channel. Check them out. But we'll see you soon, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Andres.
Later, guys.
Thanks, guys.